Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Beyond the Box. I have no idea where Susie's at. Susie, if you're out there and you can hear me, I don't know what you're doing. So, tonight we're going to do a show about all of the stars and everything, the footage that Steve got while he was out at Susie's and what's in our skies. Hi, Monica. Before that, is there anybody who lives in Michigan? Has anybody heard anything about, I guess there was one or two people that went into the Walmart in Michigan and just started stabbing customers. And the last thing I heard was there was like 11 injured. And I don't even know if they caught the guys or what, but I thought to myself, God, now they're doing this crap in Walmart.
What area in Michigan?
I don't know. I mean, it can't be that far. I mean, there's probably only like a couple of Walmarts in Michigan. Michigan isn't really that big, is it?
Oh, I've gone to quite a few Walmarts in Michigan.
Oh. Okay, so it's right here.
Somewhere along the lake, probably.
That's what everybody tells me. Every time I ask something about Michigan, they hold their hand up and they point. I'm like,
it's right, okay. right around here.
Right yeah. You know,
I'd say Grand Rapids because that's where I'm pointing. It's like Grand Rapids right there.
Right. Hi, Abe. How you doing?
Or if I don't know which side the thumb's supposed to be on.
I
Grand Rapids.
Don't know.
Grand Rapids.
I don't know. Something like that.
I'm not a Michigander, so sorry. I'm an Illinoisan. I'm in one of the worst states next to California, really, in terms of corruption and taxes and all that. Oh, get me out of here, Brenda. Come on. Get me back to Texas. Come on.
I'm telling you. I'm starting to think that, this is my safe place. I'm watching everything else, and even though we had the flood and everything, this is still my safe place. So I don't know. So, you slept all day. Oh, well, that's good.
It's good. Need to sleep for those late night streams, Abe.
Yeah. Abe, do you want to come up with Steve and I while he goes over these videos of all this stuff that he got? It's a lot. Did you get it all tapered out there, Steve?
We're gonna look at what I have. I didn't get 100% going through all the footage. There's a lot of it, but a lot of it also just happened during that 3 a.m., 4 a.m. window.
Right.
So we're going to be looking at stuff from Wednesday morning of last week. And the photographs too, I was able to figure out the brightness and contrast in the editing program. So we're going to be looking at stuff with a little bit different lighting situation, but we're zooming in on these different lights that are there. I was going to go and timestamp it and everything, but the whole week just passed by. I'm like, oh, yeah. crap. Like how do I work on this? So I do have stuff to show today, and it's the essential stuff. And we're going to be going over stuff from last week too, because I did notice that the camera was moving for the one that was flying,
yeah,
and then did the loop, and then went fast. That was actually something on my end adjusting the camera, and I want to be as forthcoming as possible with all this because we're looking at footage that I got, and I'm not about to doctor anything and say, "Oh, look at this," like it's something it's not.
Right.
So I just wanted to address that first and foremost. That I did make a mistake last week with saying, "Look at how it's doing the loop to loop." That was something in the camera with moving the tripod. And I was only able to see that after I raised the brightness and contrast and was able to actually see the trees in the image. And I saw them go around with it. And I'm like, oh, dang. So it happens. It happens when you're doing this research because you get caught up in looking at all this stuff and then being zoomed in. You're not seeing the entire image move as well. And I was able to catch that through this week while I was going through the footage more.
All
So
right.
we did a real like flash in the pan type of deal uh, last Saturday, right?
Yes.
And like we spent about an hour looking at like the prime examples that we caught, but we'll be looking over those again, but in a different way. We're going to be looking through it with the editor,
Okay.
the editing program, and that's the best way to get the frame by frame of the video. Because again, when you output the video into a like MP4 file, all the frames kind of blend together because it's doing the 24 frames a second or the 60 frames a second if I was shooting on that. But I was trying to maximize the space on the card as well as the battery life. And the 24 frames a second was the best way to do it. 30 frames I could have done, 60 frames I could have done, but I wouldn't have had that big of a window to shoot then.
All right.
If we had like we started at around like 12 a.m. midnight to like 12:30, and we were sitting out there for a good 3 hours before stuff started happening. And I had the camera just on standby in case we saw anything. But right when it came around 3 o'clock, that's when we started seeing a lot of activity. And that's when I moved the camera over to that tree line and we just let it run. The Sony A7 III records 30 minutes at a time. So you have to
Right.
catch it before then to like either stop it and then restart, or you just let it run through and then start it again. And I'd
You
rather
know,
do the first way because I don't like forget about it and then lose a chunk of time that was essential during that 1 hour block.
right. You know, well, the one time that I was there, it was during the day, and I was on the four wheeler with Susie, and we were out there in the woods, and I could feel nothing bad. It didn't feel bad, but something was watching us, and I was like, and I'm looking around. Susie goes, "What are you looking for?" I said, "I'm looking at these bent, broken trees, and I'm looking at these bending trees that are together, and I'm looking at all this stuff." I said, "There's things out here." She goes, "Yeah, I know." And she told me her son goes out there and ties hammocks to trees and sleeps out there at night. I'm like,
Whew.
"Oh, well, there you go." So, it's not a bad place, but there is a lot of activity out there. I think even daytime.
Yeah, and she's roughly 40 minutes away from Boggy Creek, Arkansas, which
Yeah.
has the Bigfoot over there.
Yep.
So,
You didn't order shows up on your porch. What do you do? Well, if it happens when I'm live, I say, "Okay, guys, that's not necessary." But no, Jason, if I had a pizza that I didn't order just show up on my doorstep, um, I would probably call a few people first and ask them if they sent it. Like my daughter does that sometimes. She'll just call a food place and randomly send me food. But if it was nobody I knew or anything, I wouldn't eat it. It would be thrown away. So he says, "Do I call pizza?" Jason says, "So do I call pizza, please?"
yeah, I would do that. But what'd you do? Like, find the name of the person that ordered it. That would be a good
Yeah.
way of figuring out what happened.
Yeah. Oh, it was supposed to go to one of your neighbors. Oops. I guess if it's supposed to go to your neighbor, take it to your neighbor. I mean, so that would be a good thing to do. I don't know. Jason, you're silly. So, all right. Well, with all that we have sat there and said, we can get started.
Awesome. All right, I got a good one.
You said it smells good. All right, Jason, go ahead, eat it. Let us know how that goes. Silly. So silly.
So this is a flashing white and red light that we captured by the tree line. You could see it was right around here, and we'll play through this.
I can see the trees.
Yes. It gets more red the more contrast I add to it. So,
Hi, Susie.
Hi.
hey, Susie. Good to see you. Glad you made it.
Hey, good to see you guys.
You
Yes, I made
okay?
it. We were out busy working. Yeah, we
Always.
were welding and putting the wall up. So, we're building a wall here in Texas.
Wow.
No pun intended.
That seems to be the thing to do in Texas. Just build a wall.
It is. Got to keep the UFO aliens out,
Yeah. I don't think a wall's going to help, Susie.
Hey, might block their view for a minute.
Yeah, maybe. So we're getting ready to
So, what
start
you guys
this.
talking about?
So, we have this clip from Wednesday morning, July 16th. It started at 3:16 a.m. That was the film start time. But we're 12 minutes into that. So we're at
Okay.
3:28 a.m. in the morning on Wednesday last week. And what I did here with this clip was I added contrast and brightness. I had to go into this contraption here down here. and
Now,
do
you know
that.
that's very foreign to Susie and I.
Yes, and it was foreign to me for a while too. I
I'm
didn't
just
know
looking
that
at
this
it
is
going,
where it
oh,
was
look
at.
at the pretty dial buttons.
Yeah, basically, I go on these two boxes down here, and I could raise or lower the
Wow.
shadow. And then here I have it set at 79. I can also adjust that, but that doesn't seem to be doing anything.
And this is why Steve makes Brenda's music. Because I'm looking at that going, okay.
So this here, let's see. Yeah, this is the biggest we'll make it for now.
So,
But essentially,
what you
this is that clip that we were
Okay.
looking at last week. It's a little more brightened up now. There is a light up near the center top here, but what we're looking at is down to the left in the center. Now, this light was flashing white and red, and I went in and zoomed in on it so that we could take a closer look at it. And
good.
it's throwing off different light. It's like a blob, and the light's going out in one direction in one frame, in another direction in another. And as far as I'm concerned, all of this is in focus, but we're using, I think, a 70 millimeter lens when it's all zoomed in, and 28 millimeter when it's zoomed out.
Hey,
All
Steve.
right. What was that?
Right? That was
I
the grand
dropped stuff.
finale. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Ta-da! That's the show, everyone. Time to go.
So-
No, I'm just kidding.
Steve,
Yes.
when we did the show last time, and I saw that blue thing. Do you realize? Okay, here's what was going on. Okay, so I have my other phone that I'm I can zoom in on everything really good.
Right.
Yes.
And it's about a 5 or 6 second delay. So when I said stop the show, you were stopping on the show, but it took like 6 seconds for mine end to stop. And you just kept going.
Yeah,
And I'm like, no, Steve, stop. Yeah. And then it was like, where is it, Susie? And I'm like, Steve, he just went past it. Like, it was like 6 seconds ago. So, we were like in two different worlds here, and we were trying to, it was crazy.
I guess I should have told you there is a delay. Like I can put the show up on my second screen and be watching it without sound, and there is a delay. I can see the delay.
Yeah, it's huge. So that's why I couldn't get it when I saw it and I said stop. Well, it was
already moved on.
You were like 6 seconds ahead of me on the main show.
Yeah,
I mean?
I didn't know you were using a second device. So
Yes.
that was the
I can't zoom in on the phone that I'm when I'm film or when we're on the show. and I'm using my phone, it's just I can't touch it. I just have to. I can read the comments that people are making, which is hi everybody, hi Norma, hi everybody, but I can't. On my other phone, I can zoom in and look at the screen really big because it's small on my main phone. So
I'm wondering.
that's the problem.
I'm wondering if I should send you my tablet. Maybe we should trade. I'll just get the laptop back and give you the tablet.
Well, it works. I mean, I don't know if you can see my phone. I can zoom in huge on the screen. See, I can make the whole
Right.
phone my screen. So what you're showing. So, but it's just going to be a little bit of a delay. That's what I'm just trying to say. So,
All right. Well, let's get started here.
all right, let's go for it, Steve.
Yes, and Jason asked in the chat if this is DaVinci Resolve, and yes, it is.
Oh,
That's the name of the program I'm using.
so Jason's smart, knows what it is. Well, gee, Jason, you really make Brenda feel stupid.
I was using Adobe Premiere Pro for the longest time, and about 4 years ago, I switched over to this, and I enjoy it. The format's similar, but I'm able to get done what I need to in this, and I don't have to pay a monthly subscription for it.
Look, I've been trying to learn OBS for 6 months. Leave me alone.
Oh yeah, that's an ongoing thing too. I'm still learning new stuff on that thing.
I have Discord down, but OBS, forget
it. Okay, so the left center is where this first the light is at, and it should pop up pretty quickly here.
All right, let her spiel.
But we got the first one where my cursor's at. That's popping up, but another one's going to pop up in the left center here. There, I think that might be it. Oh no, here it is. It came off screen and it's coming here. You see that? And it's flashing white and red.
Yeah.
And we're about to zoom in. We're about to zoom into it. The next cut here.
Hi, Abe.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Hey, Abe. Good to see you.
Hey, Abe.
So this
was a good show last night, by the way. I just had to throw that out there.
Thank you.
Yes, that was a really good show. But this looks like a plane, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You would think it was, except for it doesn't make any noise, and it goes up and down and backwards. And
look at that! Look at that move.
Yeah.
So,
look at that color.
We'll be going over this zoom in a lot here, and we'll be following it too. But the first thing I want to point out is with any aviation lights, it's very consistent with the flashing.
Right.
Flashes one color, flashes another color. This one here, it's going white, 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 red, white, white, red, white, white, white. It's very inconsistent with the red.
Yeah.
And when we do this frame by frame, we start seeing that it is like an orb without anything in the center of it. And you could even still see it while it has no light around it. Like it is giving off some light, but also there's light that's coming off of this thing. Like it's dripping, like it's wet with light.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of weird. It just like dripped. It's like.
How do you think that if plasma floats around, that it would drag like that? Like some kind of a plasma ball?
It's a good question. I don't know.
I guess what my thoughts was, Tony Rodriguez, who has been a guest on our show. Tony talked a lot about being, abducted by the Greys and taken into the space program and going to all these planets. And they did a lot of transports all over the Earth in these different ships, moving materials all over. And I always said, we're sitting on the lithium over here. We're right on top of the lithium. And where those are coming from is sort of where, like, we're looking toward where Bigfoot and the lithium and there, a lot of people have reported big ships out here, like big sightings, over the years. And we're out in the country. There's nothing here, like literally nothing.
I
So
know, I've been there.
yeah. So I mean, so I'm just saying. My thought was along the lines of what Tony talked about was when I started noticing this before Steve came up. I started seeing these things that was like they would there was like two entry points that they would appear from every one of these lights, and one would be higher and one would be lower, and they'd all be moving to the right between those trees, as you can see. And then, but prior to that, we saw three of these lights drop straight down, and then two disappear, and then the one was like the main light. And these two, then you would see either one, two, or three of these things coming out of two entry points, going to that area, and then vanishing. So they didn't. There was like a lot of traffic, is what I'm saying. It's like I don't know,
Right.
40, 50, 60 of these things. We didn't count them, but
Yeah.
they went on from 3 o'clock in the morning till what? Till the sun came up almost, right, Steve?
Yeah. Then there were some that ended up like docking itself in the sky. So like there were some that just started to imitate stars in a way.
And
That
no,
makes sense.
Jason, she's not anywhere where it would be swamp gas. No, that's
There
the
were-
only thing she doesn't have.
Yeah, so while we were seeing these go horizontally, there
Yeah, we
were
don't have
also there were more sightings we saw of this later on where they were dropping vertically, going from up to down.
Yeah, they were coming straight down, and then some of these orbs, they would go backwards and then up and down, and then they weren't like an airplane. They'd make all kinds of weird movements. Yeah. So it was just like, and with the dripping, I'm thinking, are they mining for, because I always, kind of assumed that the Bigfoots were, because everything that I've ever studied, like with the Bigfoots, they have a way of, like James Casbolt would tell the story about how they were hunting the Bigfoots, and the Bigfoots would take off in the UFOs and they'd get away,
Or through
and
portals.
so, if they're getting on ships,
Look at that
and the
thing.
Bible is full of stories of chariots and ships coming down and, describing these things with domes on them and legs, and they land and they come over so, I mean, the technology and the ships, the spaceships in the sky are so old, and, and then our government has come out and said, yeah, there's all this stuff going on. We don't even know what some of this stuff is. So, I mean, it's not even a, like, it exists. It's real. Yeah.
On that, I would call them liars, that they don't know. Because if it's not ours, and even if it is somebody else's, they know. Our
they don't know.
Should know.
They don't know a lot of stuff. There's a lot of stuff that baffles them even, So, I mean,
Do you see what's happening here too?
There's a green one right there.
Yes.
Right
Yeah.
there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
what
But
is
you-
it?
I was-
Oh, there you go. There's a green.
It looks like I seen the green, but it looks like a face. But,
Really, Abe?
Yeah.
Can you zoom in on? I can zoom in a little bit
right
on
there.
it.
Maybe it could be the portal.
Yeah.
It could be because it's in front of its trajectory.
Yeah, because as you were playing,
Because
I
they
kept on
look
seeing
like,
the images. But yeah, it is. I see it. Like if you look to the left of that, there's another one just kind of like that, but it's more dull.
yeah.
No, go right a little bit.
There's one to the side
right
of
there,
it,
up,
a little
up.
one.
Right there. Yeah, it looks like something else there. It could be, but it's not. It don't have no light.
And Abe, they look like donuts, like like a portal. Like they have a ring, and they look like circles, and like you could, yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
and also like keeping in mind that this is a digital sensor, it's 4K. So this is really This is twice the size of a 1080p file.
Wow.
But we're seeing these other. So I'm going to just go slowly here over. I'm going to go in order in frames. You're seeing these other white things just kind of squiggling around. And I don't know what those are, but it does seem like it's somewhat related to this. Like
There's
here. Like there's.
Well, you know what? Guess you know what, Steve and Abe, Brenda. My neighbor, she told me, and she was afraid to tell me the story because she goes to church, and she was coming out here in the country, not too far from here. She was coming out of church, and she looked up, and she saw this gigantous ship, and it was green. It was solid green, and it was like a giant long. She said it was a mile long, and it was like a hot dog, shape, and it was real low, and it was traveling over out here in the country, not kind of like where we're looking in this direction, Steve. That's kind of where she's at, and she told me the story because her son has seen some stuff. He's a grown man and stuff. Well, she said, I didn't ever want to tell nobody because I didn't want anybody to think I'm crazy because I
Yeah.
saw this, and I said, no, you saw what you saw. You're not crazy,
Okay.
and
Yeah.
yeah, and it was green. She told me it was green. So, we're seeing these green things. So that's what made me think about that.
Wow.
What is that?
I don't know. I was going to just comment on this. Like, just the formation of this light is really bizarre. I'm going back and forth right now. I'm going to go forward. But we got that frame, then nothing. Then third frame, fourth frame, nothing. But you see it leaves kind of an imprint behind.
Yeah, I see
You could
that.
still see it there.
Huh.
Wow.
But then it's
like
really
a
hard to
blank
track
space.
it.
Yeah, yeah. Like
That's
it
it.
blocks out everything else around behind
That's
it.
it.
So it's
We're all going
spot.
to Susie's. Abe, are you down? We're all going out to Susie's. It's close to where Jesse lives, so you can visit him on the way.
And
I
I'll
think-
keep
Steve, you just
tracking
get
it.
better and better stuff every time you come out here.
I think
Yeah.
Abe would have a blast out in your woods,
Look
Susie.
at that thing.
They're right there. There's
See how it-
That is a
Yeah.
fireball.
That little red one.
Man, that is so weird looking. Yeah.
It's like a
That is
Terminator.
just- I mean, the colors are just crazy.
And this is
Red,
stuff that we were
blue,
seeing with our
green.
eyes.
Yeah.
It looks
Yes.
like
At
it's
least
going
these-
from red to green to yellow.
Yeah, here
Red-
I'll
red.
back it up again. It's just wild, isn't it?
Green,
Like-
Red, green, yellow.
red. Yeah.
Look at it. Attack. Well,
Maybe it's trying to send you a message.
yeah,
Like
that's
an encoded message with
Hey,
a blink.
maybe it's Morse code, It's like
Yeah, like
blink,
a
blink,
Morse
blink,
code.
blink, blink, blink. Yeah.
well, like I said last
Maybe
time,
so, Abe.
the way they did that in Close Encounters, where they had like, oh, Susie, we need to get you a Simon Says that has all the
Simon
different
Says.
colors on it. Yeah, because that's how they did it in Close Encounters with the music. They had different tones for the different color that it flashed.
Oh,
Interesting.
There's another one down there. But it's like a dark. Is it dark green?
there's a
Or
dark
what is it?
spot. Yeah. Look at
Yeah,
that
dark
round
spot.
dark
zooming in on
spot.
that.
Wow.
Yeah. That's like almost blue green or something.
Yeah, like a bluish.
Oh, that's weird.
But right there, you can back it up
Yeah.
some. It looked like a face up there. Or where up there, go up to your left. It looks up. You see the two. It looks like two eyes and a face there.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
See,
Oh,
this is
Those,
what we need
yeah.
Abe here for this.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even
I
paying
see
attention.
one on the
to that.
right.
I
I
think
see.
they're like a reddish or something, but it looked like a face.
Yeah,
but
I see a face in there too.
yeah, like eyes, like a face.
Well, it looks
That's
like
what
it's
I've been
got
seeing as you've been playing it is images,
all the
and what I've
faces
been
in the
seeing
sky.
is, yeah, they kind of look freaked out, like
And Yeah, there's a whole bunch of faces in there.
Yeah, on the first video, I was seeing a lot of what seemed to be the DDN. Oh, ooh, that's a green light right there, right in
There.
the very
Yes,
bottom. Looks like
I
a
see
face.
that. Yep,
Look,
look
it
at that
looks
green.
looking like another face right there.
Dang, that is
Spot on, dude.
it's
I wonder
green,
if
man.
I wonder if they're above there and they're just looking down, and that you're catching those faces that are watching.
And it's more than one frame that appears, and it kind of fades in and out near the end there.
Jason said it's a flying stoplight.
Flying stop.
There's no
Maybe
traffic
it's
in the sky.
Is this green? Maybe it's a cat
Yeah,
from
green,
Wicked,
green, go,
Yeah.
stop, red. You know,
the movie Wicked.
it's a
Right?
traffic light for the UFOs. Okay.
Jason, you
Stop
killed me.
here. Go. You know, go here. Speed up. Funny,
All right.
Jason.
I lost this one.
How did you lose it? It's there. Oh God, it's a UFO. It did disappear. Dang it.
Okay, so this is back zoomed out, and we're seeing that same image here.
Mm-hmm.
And then this one kind of appears out of nowhere. And I could keep going and following this one. But then
Yeah,
we have
do
a
that.
third one that pops up here.
Yeah, look at that one.
There you
move.
go. See,
And we
you can
actually
see it
looked at that.
moving to the trees. You can see there's
There's
a
three.
tall oak tree on the right and a magnolia on the left. So that's kind of a
Yes.
reference to where they were
And then
coming
another one popped up here.
from, from where your
Oh,
cursor
wow.
is.
So this is another
They were
zoomed
just-
in.
And that's
Yeah.
no satellite because satellites just move
Yeah.
latitude wise.
Oh, see, I just seen it.
That was
And
the
this
one
one,
that
some of them
moved
go
like that,
down.
yeah.
Oh, look how it backed up. Yeah.
So I was saying earlier, I believe that's me finicking around with the tripod. I didn't
But-
think I was doing that though.
But nothing else has moved. The tree line didn't move.
It's a
There you
zoomed
go.
in shot. Let's see. All right, I'll go with. So I haven't gone and done the shading and highlight here. but we'll do
Jason
that.
said, "Can we positively full screen the app and ditch the timeline?" Homa?
I've been trying to do that. I'm not sure if we will be able to. But
What's
let me
going on
see
here?
if I can.
What's going on there?
I mean, I can do that.
It looks like a stick figure from Ghost Hunters.
I know it did. Run, Zach, run! Oh,
You know how they get the little stick figures?
yeah, that
I
machine.
think, I think they
want
had a
one of those.
stick figure with bifocals.
I want to get one of those machines that does that, just to see if it actually works the way they say it does.
Yeah, this is about the largest we can make this.
If those things are popping up out of nowhere, it's got to be a mothership
Yeah.
nearby. If there is a mothership,
I'll just
Yeah.
let this play through again.
it got to be coming from somewhere. But
Well,
you know,
you,
it could
well,
The
if
moon.
you-
be from portal.
no, the moon is way over to the right. It's not even. It's
Oh.
not even. Yeah.
Because
So
So
if you
another
look
one
at that
popped.
magnolia tree, the one on the, if you're looking at the screen on the left,
right,
the short tree, they're all appearing somewhere above that, and then they're headed over toward the oak tree, and then they vanish when they get to the other side of the oak tree.
huh?
So they don't go very far.
There's got to be
And-
portals or something there that they're coming in and
See how
out
it
of.
just comes in? See
Yeah.
how that,
Yeah.
that just appeared and it like
There you go.
swooped in.
Yeah.
It swooped in almost while the second one was there. So we'll
And
zoom
we
in on
were
this.
tripping. We saw 3 of them just pop in like in a row, huh, Steve? At one time once.
Yes. Well, if we go back here on this clip, look at that. There's just a whole bunch that popped up.
Yeah,
And that's the stuff we just watched. That we zoomed in on some of it on the middle one. But we have one that appeared over on the top and then a second one above that.
I'm telling you guys, if I got to put $20 away out of my check every month, I'm getting a really good telescope.
Yeah, I was looking at the telescopic lens attachments for this camera, and
Oh.
I can get a really good telescope lens for about $500. So it's really not that expensive. Now, if I wanted, this is a difference here. People are using those for photography, so it's much less light that's getting into the lens. And I could either go that route with getting the larger ones. And again, on the bottom here, that's a radio tower flashing.
Yeah.
But the larger lens for zoom, those run upwards of $4,000.
You
And
know,
those are for
Wow.
weddings and stuff to get really close up.
you know what amazes me about all of this, because Susie has so much activity out there, it does not bother any of her animals. Doesn't bother the horses, it doesn't bother the cows, it doesn't bother the dogs. And she's got 20 dogs out there. You know, if anything's going to bother one, it's going to bother all of them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
maybe
you know,
that's why
two,
they sing at night.
I'll tell you, two of my friends up here, the one family I was telling you about earlier, they both had situations like they were driving down the road, both of them in different stories, but in each story, they driving down the road, they saw a UFO appear. Well, the man saw the UFO appear, and it shut down all the electricity in his car. He said, and he's a
Wow.
mechanic, and he said he never could ever get it fixed right again. It like messed up the electronics in his truck, and he said all he saw it do is come down in front of him, shut his truck down, and he was missing a whole hour. He doesn't have any memory of where he went or what happened, and he is missing an hour, and he was pretty close to his house. So, and his mom told me about it. She's the one that saw that big green ship. My other friend, she was coming from Shreveport, and she was on the highway, and she said all she knows is that she's driving along, and all of a sudden she has no memory of she was on the highway about 20 minutes from where she lives, and the next thing she knows, she's pulling into her driveway. She goes, I don't know how I got there. I don't remember from the road. And this was real close to the same area that we're looking at in the same place. So she said, I was missing an hour of time also. So I have two friends that had very similar time missing. One of them saw the ship, messed up his truck. She knew something happened, but she didn't know what happened because she doesn't remember
this.
any of it.
Look at this one coming in down on an angle.
Yeah, that's no plane.
What? The one
That's
that's
a-
blinking, that's the moving.
Yeah, there's
do
one
you think-
blinking above it.
Yeah, there's
that
one.
might be-
It's
think-
remains stationary. I don't know what.
Yeah,
That's probably the
maybe
stoplight,
maybe that is the mothership, because I think when you were moving it to the right, there was another one blinking the same way to the right of it.
Yeah.
And they're coming down to that spot, like they're coming down in an angle. Maybe they're trying to dock in the
They're either
spaceship or
going from a
something.
ship, because they start
Yeah.
about 3:30, and it looks like they're going through a portal or something. Maybe they're going from the ship to the portal, maybe, or something, like they're going somewhere.
Well, I'm pretty
you think,
sure
Abe?
that the big mothership can cloak. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
you might be
that's what I'm
thinking that
thinking.
you're
That's the mothership. The one that's stationary could be the
Yeah.
mothership. If it's because it's not moving. The other ones are moving, except that one that's blinking right there is stationary.
So do you think they're going to a portal, Abe, or do you think that they're coming off the main ship, it looks like, right? And disappearing somewhere on the right.
Or it looks like they're just flying around, but the one that's stationary, that might
Yeah.
be the they're going down to the ship. You see how it's going down over here to the right,
Yeah.
and then it disappears.
Now, what if they're doing both? What if that mothership
Yeah,
is
yeah.
there, and when they disappear, they go through a portal so they can go somewhere else in the United States or somewhere else to do whatever it is that they're doing?
Yeah.
You know, they might be using both, coming out of that ship, going over, getting into the
Jeez.
portal, popping up somewhere else.
It's kind of like they're doing a little recon, flying
Yeah.
around, checking it out, staying within the what do you call it? The cloak of the ship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to stay within the cloak of the ship, but the
Because it
ship
starts
is
coming down here.
They're getting
Yeah,
exposed.
it's
Yeah.
So we can zoom in on this one.
They're doing the surveillance. I guess of the area. There must be something there.
Well,
That's
she's
what I
Says
say.
got,
it's
a lot,
There's
tracking.
lithium here.
got a
Yeah,
lot of
that,
lithium under her property.
and I'm
That's what
sure
it is.
I'm sure lithium is what the something Jesus showed me one time when he took me astrally. He took me and showed me a UFO, and he flew me to, and I'm like, why are you showing me this? And he didn't say anything, but he flew me to the back of the ship, and he showed me these 4 compartments with all these gears that run the ship. So I know that they're mechanical. So maybe they need the lithium to to operate these ships. You know what I mean?
Could be.
Like a battery. They're battery operated. So
Wow.
Trying to
it
get a
could be.
charge.
Yeah, maybe they're trying to get the lithium for the charge. Maybe the mothership. Because why would that?
Look at
Why?
that.
It's
And
going
okay,
down. It's going
the other
down.
thing that Paul told me, who got abducted, said when him and his brother were little kids, and they live out in the country. There's nothing around for miles and miles, store or anything. And so he said he was little. Him and his brother were in their bedroom, and their mom and dad were in the other part of the house. And he said our neighbor had a big coastal pasture, and we looked out the window, and we saw this gigantic mothership hovering in the field next to our house, and it was
Yeah,
hovering
what
real
is
low
that, Steve?
and traveling. But him and his brother saw it, but his parents never saw it. And so that was his first encounter of seeing a giant mothership. So maybe that's the mothership
It's still there
that he
without
saw.
any, no brightness and contrast, and that green is still there.
Yeah.
And see, there's a light above it before that green happens.
I think Abe's right. I think there's a bigger ship up there that's letting some of these go.
Yeah, I went to something like that in Colleen where the one I seen looked like a pyramid like, and this little
Oh.
red orb like thing or red vessels were coming out of it. They were flying around not too far away from it in different directions, and they will go back to the ship. And I had it was like a pyramid like, and they had like a what do you call it? It was shooting some electricity from up on top. It will go all the way down the sides, and I could see the pyramid like ship, and then it would disappear. But then when the light will go off up on top, it will send like a magnetic field or energy field. You could see the electricity going down like that on the side of it, and then it
Oh,
would just
wow.
disappear. That's what I'm thinking. Uh, that it could be a mothership there where they're flying around it. They're probably doing a little recon.
And there's
That's
probably a
new.
couple motherships, I'm guessing. There's probably a couple ships,
Well, yeah, there's the little vessels are ships themselves.
Yeah.
So there's got to be something there. That
Maybe they're
they're
going from one ship to another ship, Abe,
transferring stuff.
Yeah.
Like, do you see the different types of
Docking, how
shapes?
they move the material from one ship to another ship.
Yeah, I see the different shapes, Steve.
Because it's doing the colors, but then there's like 2 black things inside of it. And then it
Yes.
goes back to being normal, but like it's hollow on the inside, it looks like, or it's just there's no light in the middle. And the light radiation, it's
Which
just
could
wild.
be something solid, is why it looks dark like that,
Yes.
Yeah.
Very true.
It could be that, or it could be that you're seeing through it and you're seeing the night sky or something. But it could be just something solid too. Because we saw that one you showed, it looked like there was a solid ball in the middle of the donut sort of looking orb.
Yes. It sure did.
Imagine if you were right underneath it and trying to record from underneath it. What would
wow.
you capture?
Yeah.
What direction is this facing?
It's close to, well, it would be in that I'm guessing, because where I'm telling you where everybody's seen all this stuff is in Arkansas. So it would be
Like to
toward
the
Arkansas,
east.
from Texas to Arkansas. Yeah.
No, north.
Man, that one right there.
Yeah, because she's out by Texarkana.
Yeah.
It's so
I've passed through
defined though.
Texarkana. We
These
used to go to
bright
Arkansas. We
Huh?
used to go work in Arkansas when I was a kid.
It's
In the
like a lot of this happened in Falk, where they made that movie, The Boggy Creek, monster about Bigfoot. So
yeah,
this is happening sort of over toward that area.
I'm just replaying it again here. Zoomed in.
Zoom, zoom.
yeah.
There's a lot of other things going on here. I'm
A lot of
seeing.
energy there, man. A lot of
Yeah, that's
energy.
what we're
Yeah.
seeing, right? The red is
Red,
that
green,
energy.
blue.
Yeah.
Man, I see
Those
in
could be a
purple in
lot
there.
of ships, or that could be like a big mothership, right, Abe?
Well, it could. I mean, the
All those
redness,
colors?
The air
the
between
red
us.
is man. It could be a lot of things, especially when you see the color red at nighttime at 3 in the morning. To me,
Blue, red, green. Yeah.
the red signifies something demonic. Because I've seen red attack somebody one night, one evening when I was doing a investigation.
Yeah.
But that's up in the sky. But that's what they do. They're up in the sky.
I seen a demon it came at me like a ball of fire. It was red. Yeah.
And like
Yes,
I'm ignoring a lot of these other white dots that we're seeing, but
yes.
I want to say they're between the camera and the sky. And it can be like right in front of us too, some of these dots. So we are picking up like energy readings on this. Because I don't know how else to explain that, why it's all wavy like that. It was a night where it was still air, there was no wind. It was fairly comfortable outside. I don't know the exact temperature it was, but it was probably low 80s, upper 70s. But then we have these things that just pop up over here.
Because the I think I mean green light and blue light. If there's any blue lights, that what I would hear it would deal with buried treasure and stuff like that. Uh, to my understanding of what I would hear my grandfather, folk tales, green and blue, like blue lights moving on the ground and stuff like that. That there could be a treasure somewhere, buried
Huh.
treasure, and well, of course, the red. We already know what that is. If it's coming at you, you better, you know, start
Get
praying.
out
Be
of the way.
prepared
Start
and
Yeah.
praying
pray.
because it's demonic.
Better rebuke it in
And
Jesus'
it
name.
will attack. It'll scratch you, or it'll burn you, or it'll do something in that nature. I seen
Yeah.
a female get attacked. She said she could astral project, and a red orb chased her out of the woods in Elms Grove. I mean, it was huge, and she was running, and it stopped right in front of me, and I was praying. The orb was huge. It was as big as me, the orb, and then
Yeah.
it went after her, and I found her in the entrance of the path, and she had like bumps all over her face and her body,
Oh man.
Wow.
and
Yeah, I had one.
no energy. I had to pick her up. They had to pick her up and take her to the vehicle.
Wow.
We're
I
gonna
had
look at
one
this activity.
when I was in my 20s, I they'd said I had gone to church and they said, you can cast out demons in my name. And I went home and I thought, well, I'm going to practice that because maybe one day I'll be, casting devils out. I'll be with other people and we'll be praying. So I was sitting on my bed and I was like, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. By the time I said that the fifth time, I looked down the hallway and a ball of fire came out of my brother's room, came flying down the hallway, and it grabbed me on my shoulders and shook me on my bed. And I said, I rebuke you, Satan, in the name of Jesus. I went right through the wall. It was like about the size of a basketball. Went right through the wall, let go of me, and went right through the wall in my bedroom. And I said, but God, I was just practicing. I mean, I was like, what was that? That was my first experience of like something really bizarre, you know. And of course, after it did that, my good friend Tom, who became a preacher, he said he was in his bed in Austin and something came in there and shook him on his bed and he rebuked it. And then my stepmom said she was in her van that night, same time frame, and she said something pushed down on the gas pedal and her car jumped the curb and hit another car. She started praying and rebuked it. And so that's when I realized that when you go against these demonic things, entities, whatever they be, if they can't get you, they get mad and they go after friends or family. So that's why
Yes.
it's always important to bind these things and learn to pray and bind them in Jesus' name, because they do retaliate. They get angry and yeah.
And yeah, they come back in numbers. They come back. That if you cast them, they try to come back with others. More than
That's
one.
biblical. Yeah, this coming back with more demons. Yeah, that's true.
This clip I'm going to play, it has what looks like a stationary light around here, but there's a light that appears down here, and then a second one that appears above it after this one fades out. And that's what I was focusing on for this clip here. And there's the one up at the top that's flashing
Yeah.
red a little bit.
Yeah, I see the one on top.
But you see there's three here. There's like a stationary one in the middle.
Yep.
Right there. There was one on the bottom, and then one on the top pops up.
It's kind of like the form of a triangle at one point in time right there.
Yeah. So here, that was flashing, and then it's almost like it's powering up these other lights in a way.
And I wonder if there could be more than one mothership sitting there too, with this many ships coming. I mean, it just makes you wonder, like, what is really going on here?
And the second one pops up after that one fades away from down here. I'm going to rewind it.
I wonder if it's just one going up and you can't see it through the cloaked ship.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like, so this is at the same time. You see this?
Oh, okay.
There's one here and here, but it's like they're tagging out. Like, take over. I'll fly the other way here.
Right?
Because then it fades away, and then the second one pops up. But then you also have the one that's up here that's flashing, where my cursor is. But it does appear like these are stationary. My video just went?
Where'd your video go?
I don't know.
I don't know. Wasn't me. I didn't touch nothing. I didn't touch no buttons, I swear. There you
So
are.
much red, and it looks like there's a demonic face on the screen there on the left in red, with a big smiley face, like a clown or something. Like
Up here.
in red on the
whole thing.
on the left, on the left corner, below that, the big round, looks like a cookie face.
You see it right there to the right? Kind of looks like a pyramid where you see the light up on top.
Yeah.
It looks like a pyramid shape.
Oh, wow. Yeah. I
You
see
see it you see how it slopes to the left on the left side of it?
Yep.
Like a pyramid.
And there's red lights that are also oh, you're seeing something that we're probably not even paying attention to. There's like a stream of lights that are following that line. You see that?
Okay.
Yeah, I seen the shape of the pyramid. Remember I told you about a pyramid
Oh, yeah.
shape?
I'll go back and
Okay.
forth frame.
Yeah, I could see the lines and everything, the outline
Yeah.
of it.
Yep.
Like it lights up red
Right there.
here.
You can see the what do you call it? The form of the pyramid.
We're gonna look
Right
right
there.
at it in the middle. there.
The light on top is probably the thing on top of it, but you're able to see the lines that go to the side of it.
So this might be something massive we're looking at, and we're just getting bits and pieces of it.
It could be a whole bunch of motherships sitting up there, is what I'm saying. It could be all different shapes and sizes. And then you're just seeing all these little ones moving around, Maybe they're docking and
Wow.
moving, and
They're probably flying out of it and go back in. The one I seen in Killeen, that's what they would do. They would fly out of it, fly around, and they go back into the pyramid or the aircraft, whatever it was, whether it was a government experiment, because it was right there near the airport, but right about in between the airport and Elms Grove up in the sky. And then it would disappear completely, that you couldn't see it at all. Then next, like the whole day will pass by and nighttime comes and it reappears, but it's still on the same spot, stationary.
Wow.
Okay, so I'm still looking at the other side here. So I zoomed it in so we could see it in the center, but we are seeing the different lights that are appearing, disappearing, and these are all ones that we saw with our eyes, like this one I'm circling up here. We could see it off camera with our own eyes. But it does look like lights are going, so I'm going back and forth here. It's like lights are coming away from it or following that trajectory of the angle of the pyramid side. Right there. There's a dot right here, and then those red artifacts that we had over here start lighting up. That's interesting. So there is probably a lot of stuff up here that's cloaked.
Yeah.
Because I'm also seeing we're getting all these other white dots here. And not all of them are artifacts. Like, look at this one. This one jumps from up here to down here. So let me play it frame by frame. And I'll go backward, back and forth. Boom, boom.
Yeah.
And then it sits there. And then more. So like there's ones that are moving really fast. Just
Yep.
there for a frame. See,
Huh.
I'm gonna have to go back down here, Susie, and do 60 frames a second.
I know. What are they doing up there?
They're moving. There's some that are moving pretty fast across the board.
Wow.
Yep, there goes. That's
Wow.
crazy.
So we'll look at it zoomed out now. But yeah, this tree line is where everything was happening.
Yeah. I noticed it like I don't know, about a week or so before you came up here. I started seeing this traffic like, going back and forth. I'm like, what? I just sat there and watched it all night like that. And I'm like, okay, what is going on here? There's a lot of activity up there.
Yeah. I think I need to make a night trip up to Susie's.
Right? Steve had a pretty good camera. He put it on a tripod and set it up.
Yeah, I mean, it caught all of this. So,
I mean, you can see it with your eyes, but
that
you can see
bright
more
one there.
detail with your camera when you zoom in. Yeah.
Yeah, like we're able to see that some of these things are hollow, or there's a dark mass in the center of these lights, and it comes off. It looks like donuts. Yeah.
Yes, Rebecca. All the footage that he has came from when he just came down here.
That was last week, Wednesday morning, is this footage here.
Yeah.
And I did some from Tuesday morning also, but not as precise as this second night, because I was able to adjust a few settings on it so we could see stuff instead of, because it was really dark. Like this camera, it's good in low light, especially for video, but
So one of my
there's
friends just came on, Jerry, and he just asked, "What are we watching?" You guys want to explain what we're watching?
yeah, we're watching 4K footage of the night sky at around 3 a.m. at Susie's ranch. And what we were seeing with our eyes of these lights appearing and then disappearing, they're happening here on the footage the same way.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff we saw before we started filming, like let me see if I could show it here. Like there were lights like this but there were 4 of them over this tree. And when we walked out of Susie's house and looked in this direction, we saw them, and then they scattered. They started, like 3 of the 4 started moving, and they were like, it was like they were trying to run away. Like, like Dig
Yeah.
Dug, the game Dig Dug, those little alien things in the
Yeah,
ground.
Yeah.
It looked like it was trying to just get out of view of us. Like, oh no, we were seen. That's the impression I got with it.
Maybe that's where Scott Baker seen the dragon in Dig Dug game.
Yeah. You'll see when
Remember
when he gets
that
to
they had
the
little dragons in
horses.
there that blow
Yeah.
fire out of their mouth.
He's got it
Yeah, I
where you
remember
see
that game.
the outline of the horses, and they're standing there, and then he's looking at some of the stuff in the sky, and the horses are just standing there, just eating their grass. That's their
Right.
dragon.
They're like, oh yeah, just another ship going by.
It
Let me
just
see if I
amazes me that they don't bother any of them.
And it was funny the second night that you were here, Steve, when I stepped out the door, I saw 3 bright lights just coming down really slow, and then they stopped. You know, they were coming straight down, and then they parked behind that big tree. You know, and then 2 of them vanished. I was like, oh my gosh. And then the others started coming to the side towards them. I'm like, that was just weird. You know, like what was that? You know, because they were brighter lights, bigger lights. You didn't get those on camera because we just walked out the door. Didn't you?
Yeah, we were just walking out to check out what was going on.
So we didn't catch that on film, but they were coming straight down, like real slow, and then stopped.
So this is the one with the horses. You could see that it's in clear focus.
Right.
We have a
There's
lot
also-
of anomalies on this photograph, though, which is why I was saying this isn't sensor
Oh, there's a
dust.
horse. Yeah, it's white
There's
cloud.
Yeah,
There's the neighbor's property.
yeah, out in the distance there. That's
Oh, yeah,
another
the
local
horses.
city. There's a
That's just the
radio
neighbor's
tower,
house. Yeah, that's the city. Yeah,
and then this is that main tree, but on the right side of it.
that's a big oak tree. So
This
they
is
were
where we
coming.
were seeing the blue, also.
Okay, yeah, there was some weird blue ones, some weird, really bright red balls.
Like, tell me what that is.
Look at those red ones. Look at that.
Oh, shit.
Look at those red ones. Zoom in on a red one.
I thought somebody said they seen some blue balls.
Yeah,
blue balls.
there's blue balls here. Yeah.
Blue balls.
Yeah, there's some
Somebody
up
had
there.
blue balls.
There you go.
Here they are. Is there third,
Oh
fourth?
man,
there's
one,
4
two,
of them.
three,
There they
four.
are. Yeah,
And I think on my camera it was coming up
that's
as
a
a
triangle. Look at that. You know what? Look at that. That is a perfect like triangle. Do you see the dimensions on that? Those four
Yep.
those
Yes.
4. Look at that, Abe. Just like you were saying. That's got to maybe be the outline of a big ship or something.
Yeah, and we're not
Wow.
seeing the edges. Although if you look at this for a little while, you start to see
Look
edges.
at that. Dimensions on that thing.
Yeah, I think the one up on top where the arrow is might be the center of it.
Right
The
here.
red ones are probably
Oh no,
like
no, what the other
the
one
lights on the ship.
in
Yeah.
the center one.
Straight up.
That might
Nope.
be the
Going to the
center.
right.
The tip of the top
Up, back.
might be on the blue. Yeah, because yeah, that's crazy right there.
I think you hit on something with that triangle ship, and I think that looks like a. If you look at that one with the 4 lights, the blue one, it's like they're perfectly symmetric,
Like a triangle.
like 2 triangles together. Yeah.
Yep.
My lights
Yes.
are hurting my eyes here.
Now
I'll be in the
see-
dark for a bit.
Yeah, I know. I had to turn mine off so I could see the screen. It's like, bye, ring light.
Let me shut up mine too. Let's see.
If you scroll over and catch those big bright ones, the ones with the shapes, what are those? Like,
Yeah,
And
because
those
there's
red
big
ones, I bet
clusters of
that's
these too. Yeah.
those red ones are ships too. Yeah, look at the red ones. How
Yep.
I bet you if you looked at them in the shape of them, I bet it would be another like real. You know what that? Okay, look at there's like two and a one blanket at the corner, like there's three, four of them, right?
There's four,
Kind of
just like
reminds.
the blue ones are the same way. There's four blue.
So
Mhm.
I went to see that show yesterday, uh the Incredibles, right, with my son at the movie theater,
Fantastic
and
Four.
okay, yeah, that's Incredibles, yeah, Fantastic Four, that's right. I can't remember all these cartoon people, but anyway, Fantastic Four. The Fantastic Four got in a spaceship that kind of was like that shape. It was real tall, like a rocket, and it had flare at the bottom, and they were kind of in a ship that kind of looks like the shape of that red one. That's what it reminded me of.
Yeah, there's a density and mass to this.
Okay.
It's not just that's why I'm saying these aren't artifacts of my camera. These are being picked up by the camera,
Yeah.
along with all these other
We were watching it in
objects.
real time. Yeah, we were out there looking at this through the camera.
And it was either such a like a pure light that I think my camera was given that checkerboard image on it because that's what we saw on the camera screen.
Well, I noticed one that looked like it didn't have any edges, like some of these, like a circle, and it just had like this blue stamped pattern on it. It was so weird. But there was something to that one. I don't know what it was. Maybe we're picking up something from one of the ships or something.
Yeah,
Now-
look at these. Like, what are they? What are these things?
Zoom in a little more. Look at the shapes. Like they have wings and butts.
Like they're moving.
Like-
Yeah.
Like some kind of a bug. Like-
Yeah, it looks like a jellyfish here to me.
Yep.
Yeah, a bunch of them. Yeah.
But like this is giving off
There's
different
that big
color
one.
lights.
Yep.
And this is that's as much as I can zoom in.
Was that the one? Was that one that was moving?
No idea. Well, it was up in this part of the sky, so possibly.
Okay.
Rebecca, yes, a very good camera.
Thank you. And you see, here's more blue. It's like this image is so big, there's only so much I could look at a time. But you see, there's the white dots. It's almost a square, but in a diamond form. And the same with this.
So, hey, Brent said he just saw the new Jurassic Park, and I was like, so I have to say something funny about the Fantastic Four. One of the main characters is Susie, okay, or Susan Storm, right? And she has the ability in the movie to so there's this big Aeon negative being that wants to eat all these worlds, and this thing wants Susie's son, okay, and she's like, no, I'm not giving you my son, and she fights it at the end with her powers, rebuking powers, right? And I had to laugh because it's I have and the reason he wanted her son is because he has the ability to pray for people and get, not in the movie he doesn't pray, but he does have healing abilities. And my son has prayed for a lot of people in church and they've gotten healed. So I thought that was kind of funny. But they mentioned in the show that that this thing, and the thing that my son said about the movie was, Mom, they started making these comics back in the 60s.
One. That one's
and I
triangle
was actually
shape.
born in the 60s, right? And so the funny thing about it is he said this galactic being that wanted to eat worlds, it's actually called the Destroyer of Worlds. Well, that's what they call Nibiru, and that's a mother ship, right? Nibiru is a ship, and with being or something traveling in it. Well, my son made a comment that in the comic books, Galactica was never in an actual ship until in this particular show. And I said, that's kind of weird that they called it Destroyer of Worlds, because that's what Nibiru supposedly is, a destroyer of worlds. When it comes into our atmosphere, it causes earthquakes, floods, it causes supposedly all these things happen. And it's bigger than it's like a demonic force, this thing, this negative force, but it
Is
wants
that
her child and she's not going to give it up. Well, the weird thing, I mean, the whole show is so bizarre. I mean, it's based, and my son says, Mom, in that show, Galactica, what he comes down on the Earth, right, to get the boy, try to steal the boy, and he was so big in the comic books that worlds could fit in his hand, like on his pinky. And I
Yeah.
said, well, Joel, I said, in the Bible, it talks about the giants and the Nephilim, and in the Norse mythology, Odin supposedly killed a giant and made the earth from the body of a giant. It was huge, but giants have the ability. If you read the story of Og in the Bible, Og, there, Og was before the flood and after the flood. There were giants
What's that?
before and after, and they could eat something, and they would get really, really big. And then if they didn't, they could shrink down in size. And he goes, "No, Mom." He's like arguing with me, "No, Mom," because he says in the show, he's like, Galactica is always big. And so I looked it up. I looked up the movie, and it says that just like in the Bible, it says they can, like, supposedly this thing, it would eat galaxies and planets, and it gets bigger and bigger. But he could shrink himself down, and that's what I said. Is how did these giants breed with the humans? It says that the sons of God looked upon the women of men, and then they had children. Because giants, if they eat a whole lot, they get really, really big because they have this gene in them that makes them grow really big. But if they don't eat, they can shrink down. That's how they were able to mate with humans and have children, because they can become small, just like Og did. Og didn't want to drown in the flood, so Og made a deal with Noah, and Noah fed him for the 40 days so that he could survive. And these are in some documents, about Og the giant. And then he survived. He ate and stayed very large, and so that's what this was in the movie too. So I just thought that was so interesting, how biblical stories and that cartoon thing about the Fantastic Four, and that we're fighting these forces. And basically, we live in a world where there's these gigantic demonic forces and little demonic forces that we're always up against, basically. And I think that's what, and we're watching this stuff, and that's what this reminds me of too. It's like, what is going on in the heavenlies, what we are watching right now,
Yeah.
So those ones that have the really weird shapes, what do you think those are, Abe?
Oh man, they look white. They could be spiritual warfare. They could be angels.
Yeah, see, the
Yeah.
last time that we took pictures and photos of that and Steve blew them up, he found those and they were like in these balls or black squares. Some of them were in squares, some of them were in balls. And that's what I said. They kind of look like angels, like they have the wings and then the body.
But with the way it looks, I think I've seen where somebody described an astronaut said that they were getting close to the sun or they were up there in the atmosphere and something like what we're seeing right now. They described that, how they look. And when I seen them, but they call them like alien beings, like, because they're not from this world, but they looked like that, like it was like in the picture where they look like a jellyfish, but they thought it was a reflection. What they would do is light up the screen real bright, but then
Yeah.
when they disappear, the light will go away. But the pilots, they thought it was a reflection of the sun causing it, but it was an actual being that was manifesting, and then disappearing.
Look at that.
They will come and go.
Yeah, that makes some sense.
And
It
there's
kind of looked
a
like
lot of them.
Pac-Man going across the screen for a second there, guys.
There's a
Yeah.
lot of them in the picture that they're up in the air. You know, this spiritual warfare.
Yeah.
Yes, I
You
agree.
see,
Because
it's right here.
as many bad things as there are on this planet, there is many good angels too. You know, so there is both sides to this.
What's
And
that, Steve?
they're not trying to break their disguise, so they're trying to stay hidden.
Yeah.
But you're able to see them. Like he captured them here, and there was a lot of them. How many did you count on there? Where they're all up in the air, and there's like
Oh, and
40,
this,
50 of them? I don't know, a lot.
the ones
Yeah.
that were moving, yeah, there was probably 40 to 50 within that hour.
the ones that look like
The ones in the still photo, that's
Yeah.
Like
like
Pac-Man going across the sky.
there's hundreds, if not
Yeah.
thousands, because we're not even looking at the smaller ones.
Oh, the smaller ones. Yeah, there was a lot of smaller ones too.
That one right there, does it go across and just poof disappear?
Yeah, it appears and then disappears.
Yeah.
Oh.
It did,
Like
Brenda.
this
It
one
was
just
so
pops
weird.
up,
Look, it just appears and bye-bye.
and like we can keep following it, but it does fade out. So
When it
I'll
gets
let
over
it
to
go.
where that other tree is, it's like where those other stars we saw come straight down. When it gets to that area, it kind of just vanishes.
Hmm.
There's some destination over there. Maybe, also in that Fantastic Four, Brenda, Susie had the ability to cloak things with invisibility, so she could make her ship invisible. And when they get over to that other tree, they like become invisible or something. You notice that, Steve?
Yeah.
You see that they just disappear.
Yeah, I'm noticing that like the light's not consistent, and it does have a few frames where there's no light. Like there's one here where it kind of dims out, but then it brightens back up. All the while, there's these like little white dots that are just buzzing around like flies. There were really no bugs out there at night. We weren't getting bit up by mosquitoes or anything.
No, we don't have any mosquitoes.
And see here, it looks like something drips off of it. I'm going back and
Yeah.
forth. Let me play it through frame by frame. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then it's gone, but then it comes back. But it's not the same shape.
Huh.
It's like it's constantly trying to maintain a shape.
That's weird.
Like it's
What do you think that is,
struggling.
Abe?
God.
Shape shifting?
Oh. Huh? Could be. I mean, I'm sure that if I had the ability to be up in the sky and float around and I didn't want anybody to see me, I would probably shift into different things.
or a cloak. They could have a cloak
Yeah.
to blend in with the environment. Dealing with the pixels, whether it's a chip or they have they can blend in with the pixels of the environment.
Yeah, and by the way, I think someone asked in the chat how many pixels the camera is. It's 24 megapixels, and they're larger pixels so that they could pick up the low light. So this is a camera that's made to be used in low light situations like this. But see how it's flickering, but this is the one of that we could see. And I just zoomed out on that. But we could see these with our eyes, and then they just disappear.
And then another one would come, and another one would. They were constant. They were pretty consistent time-wise too, weren't they, Steve?
Mm-hmm.
Rebecca, Rebecca says that she just got an image in her mind that she sees me out there flying around in the dark sky, just floating around. Good one, Rebecca. I'd have to have Putin with me, though. He'd be barking at everything.
Could it be going in and out of dimensions? That's kind of what we thought with the portals. Maybe they're vanishing, docking in
Right.
a ship or something. You know, disappearing, and they're going into the ship. You can't. Maybe the main ship is cloaked, and so when it gets there, it disappears with the ship.
Possibly.
Okay. Well,
What?
see, there's two lights here that are like going in tandem with each other. I'm reversing it right now. This. We'll focus on this one right here. But yeah, they kept appearing and disappearing. It's like, I want to say about like 20 to 30 seconds at a time. I don't even know if this one's moving.
You know, with those red dots and those.
Oh, this is the one that's going
and
down.
There could be like
This one's falling
a lot
down.
of motherships up there.
This
Okay,
one's different from all the others.
Yeah, this is like the ones coming down. That's weird. I think we're looking at a lot of motherships, not just a few, guys.
Yeah, let me get this back to where it was. Because I'm playing with the camera here. But now it's sitting stationary. Man.
See, that was tripping me out when they were coming straight down like that. Just down. And then...
So... That's one of the red ones? Oh, wait. No, it was...
Yeah.
No, it's white and red. Yeah.
It's white and red. So it's imitating a plane with the flashing signal lights on it.
But then it just comes straight down?
Yeah.
And it may be signaling certain ships to come to it with the colors. Maybe there's the blue ships
Look
and
at
the
that.
red ships and the green ships. You know?
That ain't no
That might
plane.
be...
That is no plane.
And again, I'll back it up a bit.
That may be a signal for the other ships to know what that means, you know?
Yeah. Land over here. Get him, Rebel. Norma has not met Rebel.
Yeah. Let me light it back up. He was crying on the other side of the. I got two living rooms. He was crying on the other living room. So I opened up the gate so he can cross over this ways. Yeah, he's right here. You know what he does? Hits me up at nighttime for treats.
Yep, that's what he wants. He wants treats. Norma, Rebel's a big boy. He comes and says, "Give me treats."
We'll follow this going all the way down. I'm playing it live through.
Yeah.
Interesting, though. It's blinking, you know. Blinking
I might have
red and
moved.
white, like, yeah.
I might have moved the
Oops.
camera here.
Okay.
See, I'm trying to account for all the variables because
I'm still
don't
watching
wanna-
tree lines.
Yeah, that was me adjusting it. You see it's going all over the place. Because there was one over on this side where my cursor is. So now it should be still now. Oh, and it's moving another direction. Okay.
Yeah, Norma, if you're ever up on the weekends when you're not working at night, you should go over to Spiritual Cryptid Encounters. And every now and then, Rebel will make an appearance to come and get a treat. He gets up there and gets his head up there in Abe's lap and acts like, "Oh, I really need one." A lot of our people that watch our show, Abe, they're big animal people. You know, they all have dogs and what have you. So they understand the whole spoiled spoiled rotten. You know, Norma, my dog is Norma's boyfriend. She tells every time somebody tells him to shut up, she's like, "Don't you tell my boyfriend to shut up."
Rebel gets so excited with the treats, he takes them and goes lays on the couch and he's pretending like he's enjoying the tree. Next thing you know, he jumps up and wants another one.
Yeah, that one was gone too fast.
Hey, I
You
have.
know, it was a
I
little.
have
It's
I have
called.
cookies for my horses, guys, and every day I walk out the door, my horse whinnies at me. She wants her cookies.
Yep.
It was called Toot Loops.
Mine get jerky.
So this is a glitch in the camera. I rarely see this on my footage,
Oh,
but it's like
what happened there?
Oh wow!
What I want to say.
Kind of like weird, electromagnetic weird deal.
It's hard to say. It's actually in a few frames here. I don't know what that was.
They trying to block you from seeing something, Steve?
Magnetic interference.
Yes. Look at that.
I mean, this is a heavy-duty camera. This shouldn't have anything like that happening, honestly.
Wow.
Norma said she used to have a dog named Rebel. He was a German Shepherd.
Yeah, he's a German Shepherd. Oh, his mother's a German full-blooded German Shepherd. I think he's half, but he's got a lot of German Shepherd.
Looks like he's got a little Roddy in him too.
Yeah, a little bit of Roddy and a German Shepherd, but he's pretty.
Look at that.
Pretty mellow.
I think you got blocked on something, Steve.
I think if you look into that, you probably find images in there, Steve.
I probably will.
Looks like there's
it's very
letters.
colorful.
Like maybe they wrote you a message in there. Look at that.
I see some letters right there to the right.
Numbers.
There's a bunch of letters in there in the yellow.
Right there.
Whoa.
Oh.
That's interesting.
They wrote you a letter. Look at that.
They said stop taking pictures of us.
What the
Stop
hell?
taking pictures.
Stop filming.
Yeah, right.
It looks like what's the name of the movie with
He's
Jack Black?
watching us. She's watching us.
What was the name of the movie that Jack Black made? Minecraft.
Look at that. Look at there's
That one
some
looks like a clown.
Whoa.
Like a clown right there.
Okay, they're communicating. That's what it is.
Wow.
They have a
Now,
message.
I do want to say, normally I would say this is a glitch in the camera. Nothing to see here, but we're seeing some really weird stuff happen. And this is one thing that is weird that happens. I have not had something like this occur with the camera yet.
That could have been intentional.
How long have you had it?
Oh, 6 years now.
And you've never had anything like that come up on it before?
Nope, never.
Oh, weird.
See
I've
something
had-
there.
Filming some weird stuff here, okay?
Sorry,
Looks
Abe.
like there's a message in there.
Buff, what is it?
It looks like a bee.
It's like
Something.
see something.
Cuff.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's a 9 or a G. Like
wow.
G or,
Maybe
Yeah,
it's
you
one of
see
those
the
things
clown,
I need
right?
to. Maybe if I
You see
print
the
it
picture
out.
of the clown?
Yeah, I
Right
see
there,
it.
there's a clown.
Right
Right
there.
beside it to the left.
Yep,
Yeah, there's
right
the
there.
nose and the hair. It looks like a clown.
It does.
some
It does.
some
Hold
clown
on
is
one
clowning
moment.
with your equipment.
Okay.
Okay.
That's crazy.
It does look like a clown. I see its eyes, the nose, the mouth,
Yeah.
the hair on the
Looking
outside.
sideways. Yeah.
That's weird.
Maybe he wants some McDonald's.
Yeah, they can have McDonald's. I don't eat it. Wow.
Yeah, it looks like they're sending it's a message there. Just don't
I
know
know.
what it says.
Yeah, that is the weirdest thing. And to have something for 6 years and never have anything like that ever happen.
So it looks like it's like there's a C,
And then
C, T, T, or F.
Yeah, right by the clown, you can see a face of a person. To the left of him, there's a face.
Yeah.
I don't
Everything
know.
okay, Steve?
Yeah, everything's good. Mama was
Brent
calling.
says he sees stuff in
Say
the
hi.
Schulman residence images also. This is almost
Chief,
like that, you know,
Chef.
like you're. Yeah.
I'm
All the
trying to
different
just stay in
colors,
this one
too.
spot. Now, let me give my technical explanation of how this could have happened.
Okay.
It's gonna sound ridiculous because we're looking at all this with the lights and stuff. Technical glitch, and whatever was at the top of this thing, it dragged it down like wet paint. It took all the colors and just dragged it. But I don't know what these are these parts of the sensor. I have no idea. I can't
Now,
explain it.
August said that on his phone, when he blows it up,
Free
it looks like it
beer.
says free beer.
Probably does.
Free beer.
Hey, it's a sky bar. I like the idea. I'll have to build one.
Rodriguez said they had the, you know, what was that, the red light district or something?
Oh my God. Yeah. He said there's a red light district on Mars.
Oh shit!
I was like, what? He said,
Maybe
yeah.
you tapped into the red light district there.
He
Steve.
said that a
That's
lot
their
of the
billboard.
alien,
Free beer.
he said a lot of the alien women on Mars are beautiful, and they have a red light district on Mars. And I don't know if you know much about the 20 and back program, Abe, but it's like people that when they were kids, they were taken for 20 years. When they were brought back, they were
Jumanji?
gone like for 20 minutes.
Like
And
Jumanji, yeah.
he had all of his memories of the 20 years that he spent gone when he was abducted. And he was 9 years old when he was
20
taken.
years there, but only 20 minutes here in comparison. Time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Kind of like when the Bible says that one
books on
day
it.
is like 1,000 years in the Bible. So that's the same as a 20-year thing, Brenda.
Yeah.
You know, in reference to 1 day equals 1,000 years. So you're talking about same thing. 20 and back means 20 minutes you leave here, but you're really gone. You're really gone and live for 20 years somewhere else, like in that movie Jumanji, right?
Yeah.
So could you imagine a whole day? If not just 20 minutes, say a whole day would be equivalent to about 1,000 years, Brenda. So the biblical thing is kind of correct on that.
They just got back from that conference. I need to get a hold of Tony too to have him come back on. And Susie, you got to try not to scare him this time.
I know. I yelled
for everybody,
Tony! Like that, and everybody jumped. You know, because I had this light bulb that went off in my head at the moment, and I went Tony, and then everybody went ah.
Yeah, everybody in the chat was like, "Oh my God, you made us jump!" Tony's laughing. He says, "Yeah, I jumped too." He's a good guy. He's written a couple books. He's really
level-headed. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's really.
So when these things travel and they're not visible to us, or they're not yet in our physical realm, are these things traveling a lot faster than what we're used to? And then once we see it manifest in the form of a light, then it has to
slows down.
It has to operate on our physical plane.
Yeah.
And that's why we're seeing them move slowly.
I would think so.
I remember reading something. I know we don't like Michael Aquino's opinion on things, but I remember reading something he wrote one time about the UFOs and why it looks like these, you know, you see them and then they zip off real fast like that. He said the only reason you're seeing it like that is because they're traveling faster than the speed of light. So that's why they look like they move like that.
Get over here. Leave that cat alone. Sense. Let her get up there and get her food. My dog's a little bully. Normie, you need to talk to your boyfriend. He keeps trying to go after the cat that weighs 3 times more than he does.
All right, there's more lights that are popping up above this big tree here on the right side.
And we do have what military stuff that goes faster than the speed of light, right? Is that right, guys?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
there's instantaneous travel too. I
Okay.
assume there's, like, especially in the spiritual realm, there's instantaneous travel. Like bam. Like what you were saying, Susie, about when people astral project and they leave their body. That like some like when I was sleeping and when I was meditating in bed, I was laying there with my eyes closed, and then like I kind of drifted off, and all of a sudden, it sounded like I had my earplugs in too, so I was not hearing anything. It sounded like a bomb went off, bam, and I woke. Like I opened my eyes, I'm like, what was that?
I told you what that was.
Oh, you told me, Brenda. Okay,
Yes. A
that
lot
is
a lot of times for you to do that, you have to, it really has a lot to do with pride. Okay. Your body, your soul is trying to astro project, but because your pride, it keeps it there and it pulls it back. I know, look, Susie and I have finished her dreams. She has finished mine. And we've been other places. And when I come back, Jack will walk by and say, "Oh my God, you're not breathing." And he will watch me for a while. And when I come back and I wake up, it's like I slam into my body and it wakes me up and I sit straight up. God forbid I can't sit straight up to get out of bed with one leg, but let me drop back into my body and I sit straight up. So,
Told you, yeah.
yeah. And I mean, I've literally gone, Susie and I were trying to get a hold of each other in mass hysteria because we both had the same dream where I finished it. She started it, I finished it. And we were trying to call each other to tell each other about the dream, and it was like we were stepping all over each other trying to talk about it. And it was weird. It was one of the weirdest things I have ever done in my life.
We
And
were fighting. We were actually. We had. There was some the very satanic people that were invading our lives, and this dream was revealing everything about the whole thing, and it
yes,
was crazy.
it was
Everything
very
was
crazy.
right on, spot on. Yeah,
Yep.
pretty
But
crazy.
yeah, they so I mean, it happens sometimes to people. I'm kind of surprised that it doesn't happen with Abe because as spiritual as he is, I'm surprised he's not out there just floating around, just checking on people. And
Oh, it does happen.
oh,
I've
does it?
gone to. Yeah, I just haven't shared like with my sister. She was being spiritually attacked one time, and I showed up in her house, and I was like, "What's going on?" And she freaked out that I showed up because in my dream, I dreamt all these dark entities around her home. So I got in the vehicle. I got there, and she was fighting spiritually. And then she said that there was some activity in the backyard. So I went out there, and I was able to see the dark shadow figures in there. And I told them that wasn't welcome there to leave. But they took off. Yeah, like me and my sister, sometimes she can tell things that I'm going through, and I can tell what she's going through. So when I see those things, I put her in prayer. Yeah,
Yeah.
I can do those that kind of be in certain locations. Sometimes I'm called to be somewhere else. Like
Yes.
one time I had a dream, or was in a dream state, of course, where I'm at this location, and these people that are dressed all in black with hoods are killing people, and I'm trying to fight them spiritually. But as I'm trying to fight them spiritually, it's like my spirit is going right through them. Then I woke up and I said, "I it's just a dream," but it wasn't a dream because I think it was in Italy. They had this cult named the Red Rose. They had killed a lot of people that when I was fighting spiritually. But
Yeah.
yeah, they were called the Red Rose. They were from Italy. They had killed a lot of people. Yeah,
So you were there in your dream, battling them.
yeah. As they were doing these things, and I was trying to. I think I protected some children that were there that they were trying to kill in spirit. That are protecting some children. But yeah, they killed some people.
You know, the one thing that I have never tried, because I've never felt the need for it, is remote viewing. Although I've been told that I could do it because if I ask to travel in my sleep, then, I should be able to do it. But I've never felt the need. But however, I can tell if there is somebody remote viewing me. And I have recently, within the last 2 weeks, felt that there was somebody in my house, and I told them they needed to go away. I see them, they need to move, they need to leave, and it'll stop. So I only know a few people that remote view, and every time when I have met these people, I've told them, don't be remote viewing me because I'll know you're there. And maybe it was somebody trying to test me just to see if I could. But you can get remote viewers and then other remote viewers. Like, I'm pretty sure the government uses remote viewers to stand guard over things they don't want you to know, because they know there are people out there that can remote view. So I'm pretty sure that they have soldiers and whatnot that can do it.
Yeah. I
Doesn't
did that, and out there before even the war happened. I was in Grafenwehr. I was in the lieutenant's tank, so we got sent to evaluate the scouts because they were doing their maneuvers. So my lieutenant was going to be he was the one that's just we're following them around and we're going to give them a score of their tactics and stuff like that. And I remember I went to sleep and I got woken up by there was a colonel and majors and all kinds of lieutenants around me, and they woke me up and they're like, "Hey, drink some water, drink some water." Uh, so I drank some water, and they're like, asked me a question. I said, "What were you dreaming about?" And and I was telling them burning tanks, sand, and I was giving them, telling them how there was signs on the tanks with the certain symbols and stuff like that, and they said that the reason they woke me up is because I was saying perfect fire commands, and I was just a private, and that I was saying perfect fire commands that they never heard of. So next thing like a couple of months later, all this things happened with Operation Desert Storm, and when I get out there, a lot of the tanks have the same symbols that I gave them.
Oh, wow.
Since they're officers and colonels, so they use that strategy. And then when they asked me if it was our tanks that were burning, I said no, it's not our tanks burning because our tanks don't have nothing wrong with them. So I said it's probably enemy's tank, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Wow.
What if some of these things that are moving that he catches on film are either astro travelers or remote viewers? That could be a concept.
Riding along in those ships with those other whatever's flying around out there.
Yeah, like look at this one here. We got this is
I
near
made a
the
comment
edge of
about
the
that too,
image.
Brenda, to Steve. I said,
Right.
it starts about 3 something in the morning. What if these things are influencing people's dreams or
Yeah.
traveling, because I made that comment that night too, just like what you said, Brenda. So I mean, it's like, just kind of bizarre what's going on up there.
Right. When you remote view, Monica, you're given a location. So it's kind of like that, I guess it would be, to be psychic or not. But you're given a location or a symbol or something, and you focus in on that location. And spiritually or mentally, you end up in that location and you can see everything that's going on. The government started doing that with people like, I would say probably in the 60s, early 60s, if not earlier than that.
I have some info I'm gathering on a study that was done in 1979 on all of that.
Yeah.
And one of them says they were able to even access things that were inside Faraday cages. So
Yeah, they went
it
about it
penetrates through.
wrong when they first started doing it, because what they first started doing it, they were using LSD and stuff and trying to get these people to be able to focus and do this stuff. So that they kind of did it wrong, because by doing that, they messed a lot of people up. Because naturally, people can do this stuff, but you just got to tap into that into your brain. And so they thought by drugging people and driving them insane, they could get them to tap into that part of their brain, and all it did was cause a lot of problems. So, but now people can just sit, yeah, and now people can just sit and study it. As a matter of fact, Tony Rodriguez, the guy that we're talking about, he wrote a book, and in his book, it tells you towards the end on how to prepare yourself and how to be able to remote view. And he explains the whole thing to you and the whole process in it. So,
Yeah,
I was going
the
to make a
blinking.
comment that I've had. I can't even put a number on it, but I'm going to say in the thousands of out of body experience, or or remote viewing, out of body, whatever, all combined, to where most of my journey outside, and when I do that, is I'm going to protect somebody or help somebody or save, just like you were mentioning, Abe. I'm out there all the time trying to help somebody, and then a lot of times, sometimes I find myself, and I couldn't understand for a long time why I was inside the body of another person. And what it is, I began to see this pattern, and I realized what I was doing. I was like, why am I in this person? Because I am actually trying to help influence this person to make the right decision. I'm like that angel on the right shoulder saying, don't do that, wrong, don't do that. I'm like, and I'm sometimes they listen to me and sometimes they don't. But I actually do that a lot of times. I'm like that little person on the shoulder saying, no, don't do that. That's bad. You'll get hurt, or that's the wrong way to go. Don't do that. So I do it. I can relate to that, because I can't even tell you how many times I go out, even 4, 5, 6 times a night, even different journeys and different trips, and doing this stuff, trying to help
now
people.
astral travel, Monica, is kind of like a gift. That is something that you don't really learn. It just happens, and a lot of times when it first happens, trust me, you don't really know what you're doing, and you think all you did was have a dream. Um, if you astral travel and you go somewhere to a field where there are flowers, if you grab one before you come back, you will actually wake up with that in your hands.
Hey,
I've seen
I've
a
tried
lot
that
of
with
people do
money and
that.
stuff.
You try not
I'm not
greed,
robbing a bank.
Steve.
Yeah.
I've tried it. Like I was in front of like a
Made a
pile
good
of money.
business
I
deal.
needed.
Funny
That,
Steve.
Something like that happened to me, but I was awake. I had taken my nephews and niece to the Mickey's that's right there in Harker Heights. They sell like gizzards and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
took them to get some Slurpees, and I told them to get in the vehicle. They got in the truck, and as I was walking out of the Mickey's, out of the air, just I seen something appear right in front of me, on top of me, and just fell to the ground. And I just hear like something rolling on the ground, and I looked. It was a 50-cent piece.
Huh.
Oh wow.
So I
That's
picked
pretty
it up, and
trippy.
I'm looking at the 50-cent piece, and I'm looking like it just came out of thin air, you know.
Wow.
So I didn't know what it meant, but I grabbed it and I just put it in my wallet, and I left it there. I just don't know what happened to the 50-cent piece, because it was a long time ago. I was just keeping it to save
That's
it,
cool.
because it came out of thin air, just like out of nowhere, and just fell on the ground. Imagine that. Here's a
uh,
missile, and you all of a sudden you get like $1 million just fall and land right in front of you.
Mm.
That'll be crazy, right? But
I
mine
just
was
say,
just
a
50
couple,
cents.
big nuggets of gold would work for me. Find them in a creek or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it
Gold's
literally
worth.
like manifested out of nowhere, and it landed in front of me, and it spun around, and you know, I picked it up from the ground. It was a 50-cent piece, an old 50-cent piece.
That's
wow.
cool. That's
Hey,
really pretty cool.
Yeah, and Monica, yes, there are certain things that can happen when you astral project. That's why when you wake up and you come back, you pray, 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 pray. Now, it's a known fact that some bad people, when they've done this for nefarious reasons, they've had their silver cord cut. And the silver cord is what keeps you attached to your body. If that silver cord gets cut, you don't come back. So
does it
there
mean
are,
you're dead?
yes,
Oh,
Yeah, it's in Ecclesiastics. It's in the Bible, in the book of Ecclesiastes. It says, if ever the silver cord be loosed, then that's when you separate from your body. So
yes.
it's called a silver cord in the Bible.
okay. I've had a few times, like waking up from the astral projecting, where it felt like something odd happened, and I was worried about that cord cutting thing.
You know, personally, what I do is I feels like 24/7. I'm in my mind, in my heart. I'm always talking to the Father. He's like always on my mind, and I'm always asking for him to be a part of everything I do, and um, I'm always talking to Jesus. So that's how you exist in this world. I believe is they're the ones that are our protectors. So I mean, we can go out and help people, but we can only do it through their strength and their power, their abilities, through their gifts, So
Right.
it all God always gets all the glory and all the as far as um, it's always Him that makes it possible. We're just like we're here because, but we only do it because He gives us that ability to do that. And He helps us do that.
Yeah, and Monica, I don't try to do it. Matter of fact, I am not one that can be awake and do anything. It happens when I lay down, in between that sleep state, and it usually only happens when I'm doing something to fix something that's wrong, or maybe deep down inside me, like I've been places to where there's people in my family that I haven't talked to in a long time. And I will go and I will see that they are there and see how they're doing. And then I come back. I when I first started doing that, I didn't even know what it was. I had to get with other people to find out what that was happening, because it was odd and very strange to me.
Yeah, do you feel like it's weird being back in your body after that too? Like
Um,
you have to recalibrate yourself.
yes, I slam back into my body every time, and then I have to sit there for a minute and look around to see where I'm at and touch things to make sure I'm home. Yes.
I only had one incident where that I came out of my body. I was on the couch sleeping, came out of my body, and I in my spirit body walked to the back door and looked out the back door, and I saw UFOs crashing on the ground and ambulances. And this was all in the spirit. I saw this. It wasn't, I saw ambulances and police cars going to the UFO wrecks, and I'm like, what the heck? It kind of freaked me out. Like, what am I watching? And I walked back to the couch, and I sat down, tried to get back in my body, and I couldn't make the connection. And I was like 18, 19 years old, and I laid there, and I was literally like shaking myself into my body, and I couldn't get the connection, and it was freaking me out because I couldn't connect my spirit body to my physical body, and I shook so hard, and all of a sudden I literally flew off the couch and landed on the ground. I was like, whoa.
I'm back.
Yeah. When I connected, it was like an earthquake. you know.
I don't know what I would do if I tried to go back in my body and it wouldn't let me. I really don't know what I would do. I've never been faced with that. So,
Would it be like Looney Tunes running into a wall?
yeah, right.
Bonk, bonk.
Be like, well, I guess I'm not done with whatever it was I was supposed to do. So let's see where this takes me now. So I don't know.
So
That would be
this
weird.
has what we're looking at right now. There's two different lights here. There's one that's very prominent, and then there's one right above it. But I was also showing on screen the star that's sitting by the horizon that Susie and I were speculating. Is it tugging the sun?
Oh,
No.
or the moon. That was the moon.
It,
Wasn't that the light with the moon?
it looks like they're flying parallel to each other,
Yeah, these two here.
like one above the other.
Yeah, this is different from what I was saying about the sun one. But
Oh, okay.
but yeah, this is more activity by those trees. Come on, where are you? All right.
Yeah, in one of the Book of Solomon's, it talks about the chariots, the UFOs that actually lead the sun and the moon on their course through the firmament, and so they are chariots or UFOs or ships or whatever you want to call them. So yeah, I mean, it literally looked like the thing was tugging the moon that night. It was like bouncing up and down.
The star that was next to the moon would be following it throughout the whole night in the same spot. If it was some, like, you'd have
And
to
it looked
do
like
some
it had
crazy math to figure out if
rope.
it was far
You
away
could
or
actually
not.
see like a rope. It looked like it was tugging it with like a pull rope, like you would pull a car down the road. And it was.
Did you guys get that one? Did you get that one on film?
I have some photos of it, I think. Let's see. Let's see what I can pull up.
Because I was tripping out when I was watching it, because when we were out there, I was like, "Oh my God, is that why the Muslims put the moon and that star, and then Chinese have the moon and that star, because that's the chariot that And
It might be on
anybody
video.
that reads the Book of Enoch can find out all about that too. I mean,
I'm trying my best here, everyone.
No,
Thanks
you're
for
fine.
bearing with me.
You're fine.
Brett was talking about he was floating around in his house, couldn't communicate with anybody. My wife woke me up because I was moving around in the bed, making moaning sounds.
Here
and
it
couldn't
is.
talk. That's funny.
So there's a little light that's right next to it.
And a moon? Oh. You sure it's not something coming out of it?
No, if you, it doesn't matter what night you go out, Brenda, there is a star that's always with the moon, always has been with the moon every single night. It travels with it. It's a very well-known, star that stays with the moon. But that night, you could literally see it bouncing, and it looked like the moon was bouncing. It was like it was stuck or something, like it was having trouble, and it was like trying to pull it, like it got stuck or something.
There it is.
Oh, I see it.
And it was sitting there following the trajectory the entire night. And
it was like on a tow rope or something, because you could literally see it bouncing, and the moon looked like it was bouncing back. Like it was weird. Like it was stuck. Maybe because in Enoch it says there's these tubes that the moon travels through. That's why we have different seasons, because they go into different tubes, and it's like a time lapse or time, shorter seasons, longer seasons, or whatever. But I don't know if maybe it got stuck in that tube, and that star was, or the chariot was pulling it, and was having some trouble, or what.
Oh, I got it all in the same shot here. Okay, so we were looking at this one on the horizon because this was getting close to like 4:30 a.m. when the sun's supposed to be coming up, and there was this star also.
I think that's the one that pulls the sun. Yeah.
Yeah, like it's above it, and then the one with the moon is below it.
There's a chariot that leads the sun and the moon, and that's biblical.
Might as well zoom in on it, right?
Meh, why not? No, lost. Oh, there it is.
I'm moving the camera around. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? See, really, I would need like 6 different cameras to take them out.
Yeah,
in
that
there.
particular star comes up at just before sunup. So I think it's the star that appears and it comes up low and it rises straight up, and then and then when it gets to a certain height, then the sun comes up over the horizon. So
I'll make it
the
larger.
sun will
Here.
come up behind that star, or that chariot, or that ship, or whatever it is. Whatever they be called.
That's not it. No, that's it. It's just hard to see. I don't see a thing.
That was
here.
the sun's. That was the bright star that led the sun, but the other one was. You didn't get that one in motion, did you? With the moon one, you zoomed in on the moon. You didn't get a
Very
time
brief.
lapse of that moon. Okay.
Very, very brief. Okay, let's go in here. Yeah, because it's number 17. This is it. I don't know why we can't see it in the bigger video.
Okay.
See, I have more control over the video using it through this program because then I can zoom in and change the colors and everything. I did go and look at it at the same time. So there was that one down there, and then here's this one.
And that was later. That was getting closer to what time? Yeah, there's that star at the moon.
Let me check here.
What time of the evening?
So this one,
5-ish.
This one started at 4:04, but let me see the time code here. (21 to 49). 18 minutes. 18 after 4:04.
So it's after 4 o'clock.
4:22.
Okay.
That is around 4:22 a.m.
I'm not sure what time the sun came up.
Like within that next hour.
Okay.
Because it was like
5
5:36.
something. Okay. Say an hour later, because as that bright star came up over the horizon before the sun, it started getting lighter.
And the other light that's by the tree line here, I do believe that's the other city nearby.
Yeah.
So it's light pollution that we're seeing. But this is exactly where the sun comes up. And you said it was the town was named something after that star, you assume.
Bright Star. Yeah, the town's called Bright Star.
Wow. I think there's something to that with this, because there's the bright star.
Yeah. I always thought that was kind of weird why they, who came up with that bright star, because that's where the bright star comes up. Before the sun comes up. And the sun would be the brightest light in the sky, right? The moon would be the second brightest. That's the brightest star in the sky.
Yep.
It's just crazy. So much stuff out there at your place, Susie.
Right?
It's not in the sky. It's out in the woods, or the beavers are causing problems. Did you ever settle things with the beavers to get them to stop plugging up your stream?
I don't know. We live with the beavers.
People are like, you can trap them. They can relocate them. No, leave them alone. I got to exist with them. They're here. I'm on their property.
I'm sure they have their good qualities,
She says that until one day she's out there and a beaver chases her down and tries to bite her.
No, they've never done that. But I watch them sometimes. Like I broke down on the tractor one day and I watched a beaver. He come out swimming around, smacking his tail, and swimming around, showing off. You know, he was huge, like huge.
She gets Abe, she gets wild hogs out there too.
Yeah.
Now those they take their weapons with them out there, and they know they have to shoot them because they've already gotten a hold of one of her dogs and tore that poor thing up. And she ended up living through it, thank God.
Lucy had her throat cut.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those things are pretty vicious.
Can be. Yeah. Although I did see, like last week, it was about a week or two ago, I saw a couple, about 4 hogs and a whole bunch of babies, and they were so cute. They took off running. I gotta admit, they were kind of cute.
See, I'm not the only one, Steve, that'll say, sure, it's Brenda, bring them in, feed them.
I'll admit this one time that the baby hogs are cute.
Yeah,
okay. The baby hogs, but like they grow into these gigantic things.
Okay, but
like I've seen like some of these actually in Texas, they have these like circular cages that they have feed inside, and they let these families
Right.
of hogs go in, and they close it, and then you see these suckers, even the babies, just run in circles trying to find a way out.
Yeah.
Like they're clever. I'll give them that. Like they know when there's danger, and they'll run like a bolt of lightning.
Yeah. I've been chased by one of them. When I lived in Arizona, I was out fishing by the slough, and I heard this noise, and of course, me being me, I was just nosy. And I went looking, and boy, let me tell you, this thing had to have weighed a good 400 pounds. And it came running towards me. It was nasty. I got, I jumped in the water. I was out there getting stuck on all the sticks in the slough, and it was horrible. And it finally gave up the chase and went away. And I thought, man, I don't ever want to do that again.
Scary.
What was I thinking? So now when I go fishing, if I hear a noise, I just go, and I just keep on fishing. I don't go looking for no trouble. But Steve told me the other day, I could see Brenda grabbing a Bigfoot saying, come into my house so you can eat. How do you know baby Bigfoots aren't cute?
We don't know if they're actually babies or not.
I mean, if they can fit in a kitchen chair, then they should be allowed to eat.
You're going to be doing this whole like little, the dinosaur TV show at the baby. They have the little baby Bigfoot there trying to feed it and stuff.
I can teach it to say, I'm the baby.
If you can get it to say that, that would be quite an accomplishment.
Before you know it, I've got it in clothes and a designer jacket and sunglasses.
Be like that girl with they found the baby panther kitten, and they thought it was a regular cat, and they brought it home, and it turned into this giant panther. Now plays with their dogs in the snow in the forest and stuff.
Look, when you live in Arizona, everything is legal to own in Arizona. And I used to live next door to a lady who had jaguars. And no, not jaguars. They were all black. Maybe they were panthers.
Yeah.
And she had a male and a female, and she used to breed them, and she would sell the cubs. And when they were out in the front yard, I would go over there, and they would jump up on the fence like a dog and let you pet them. And they were real nice. And I said, how do you keep them this tame? She said, I do not feed them raw meat. And I said, oh. She said they eat cat food, and if they eat anything, they eat chicken, and it's boiled and cooked. They get no raw meat. I don't put my garbage anywhere where they can get it and smell it. I'm like, oh, so if you cut yourself in the kitchen, then you got to worry, right? I mean, they're pretty big, though, but they were beautiful. And I went into the house and told my ex-husband, I want a kitty. And he said, oh, okay, well, we can go to the pet store. I said, no. I want a kitty from next door. He said, those big things? I said, yes, we will not need a guard dog. And he's like, no. He said, no.
But we don't need a big budget to take feed that thing. Yeah.
And then well, that's okay. I don't know if you guys seen that one meme of the lady getting on an airplane and the kangaroo is standing there with the tickets in his hand with this look on his face because they won't let the kangaroo go on the plane.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
She's like, but it's my service animal, lady. It's a kangaroo.
It's just sitting there waiting to board.
He's like, I got my boarding
Is it
pass.
time yet? Is it time?
I had a good friend in Austin, and she's a big horse girl, and we went over to her ranch one day. I could not believe this. She's like, I go in her house and we're talking. She goes, "Hey, I want you to go check out something in my room." I was like, "Okay." It's just kind of weird, like go check something out in the room. I walked in the door. She had two big giant cats laying on her bed, like leopards, and they just looked at me, and I'm like, "What the hell?" I came out of the room, and she had built this thing out her window where they could go outside down this thing and then come inside, and they slept in her bed. And
Yeah.
she set me up, man. I go in there, and these giant cats, it freaked me out, but thank goodness they didn't like attack me or something. But I mean, people, I can't believe have pets like this, Brenda.
Well, that lady that I knew that had the ones, she got them when they were really little, and they were from two separate litters, so they weren't brother and sister. And she planned on breeding them. I'm telling you, Arizona, you can own anything. If you can walk a wild hog on a frickin' leash, it's yours.
Austin, Texas. Okay.
All right, Norma, here you go. He's still alive. He's grumpy and grumpier, but he's still alive. He's going to be 2 years old in December.
Oh.
He loves you. Look at that.
Are you a little brat?
You
want to go see Miss Tina? Well, yeah, you do. He's such a brat.
Zenray in the chat said, "I've heard firsthand of Baby Bigfoot, Steve." Okay.
Yeah. Okay. See, and they would be cute, right, Zen? I could send them to the groomers. Can you see me walking in with a baby Bigfoot to the groomers? Just trim him up a little bit and make him smell better. My groomer would be like, "Yeah, that's like $2,000, please." I don't know. Well, I mean, look, Abe, let's say you're walking through your woods and you see a baby Bigfoot and it's on the ground and it's hurt its leg and it's crying and it's asking you for help. What would you do?
But Brenda.
Wait, Susie. I gotta see what Abe's. What would you do? Would you try to help the poor little thing?
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, Abe, you're muted.
Oh.
My bad.
There you
Said I
go.
was coughing earlier. What would I do if it was a baby Bigfoot?
Yeah, and he hurt his leg.
I mean, I thought that if it was something real, yeah, help it out. I've thought that animals when I was in the army.
Yeah.
If a bird fell off a nest, baby bird, I make sure I put on my gloves and so I won't touch it because if they smell the scent of human, they ain't gonna want them. So I'll put them back in the nest so the wildlife wouldn't eat them. Yeah, I would help it if it was something that was real. Like I felt that animals. Like I got a picture when I went to the woods investigating and I found a little dog and I got him, carried him out of the woods, brought him home, gave him something to eat, gave him something to drink, and then I went and I found a home for him.
Yeah.
I took it went to the flea market, and I just had it there, free dog to anybody, and family came and grabbed them, and I didn't ask for nothing. They took him to the family of 3. So the little girl liked the dog and took him. It's a little puppy. But somebody left him out there in the woods, and if he would have spent the night there, he wouldn't have made it.
Right.
Because the critters would have got him.
And I mean, at some point in time, you got to distinguish the difference between something that's small, that's hurt, and something that's big that can hurt you. Now, I remember one night I was coming home from the clubs. It was like 3:30 in the morning. And I pulled up in my yard and I seen something in my yard and I was living out in the country. And I wasn't sure what it was at first, but it was a decent size, so I thought it was a dog. I went to go get out of my car and I looked again, and it was a cub. And I know that bear cubs do not go that far away from their mama. So I shut my door quietly. I got back in my car. I shut my door quietly and I sat there. And I waited and waited. And then after about an hour and a half, I guess mommy yelled because the cub stood up and went like this and took off running. But the minute that thing got out of my yard and was gone, I went running in the house. I'm standing at the door going, because I know that if that cub was in my yard and there was nothing wrong with him and he was playing, and that mama
They
was
be
not
they
far
be using them
behind.
as bait. They be using them as bait. You
Yeah,
go up to it, and next thing you know, the whole pack comes at you. The
yeah.
javelinas do that.
I was
You
like, yeah,
know,
that's not going to work for me.
they come at you. They pretend like they're lost or whatever. You go up to the baby javelina. Next, you know, the mother comes from one direction, and the other ones come and try to attack you.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you got to be careful.
I wouldn't fall for that. But then again, when you think about it, if it's
Like an
big,
injured animal, I've helped the dogs that got hit by a car and stuff like that. Animals, I've helped them
right?
heal and stuff like that. But I don't know. It depends how big the Bigfoot is. I mean, if this Bigfoot is that's bigger than me and stuff, it's like, I don't know about that one.
Yeah, that might be a little rough. But I mean, just a little tyke, just a little tyke.
Yeah,
Laying
that's
there.
what I don't understand. I mean, but there is videos nowadays on YouTube where you got people. There's a guy dressed as a Bigfoot, and the daughter and the son are dressed like little Bigfoots. They're running around in the pack as a family, but
Do you know who Barb Hartman is? Abe,
who?
Barb Hartman.
Yes.
I had her on the show one day, and she got some video from her backyard, and I'm watching this video, and everything else in this video was perfectly fine. Like you could see it crystal clear, except for the two little blotches that were moving in her yard.
Cloaking, huh? The cloaking.
Yeah, like they were. Some people say that it's hard for people to get really good shots of Bigfoot because they're on a different dimension. Like they're on a 5D dimension where our stuff will only capture 3D. Our pictures,
I
our
think
cameras,
that
what
a lot
have
of
you.
people think, Brenda, that they're spiritual, very, very highly evolved spiritually. Like they can read your mind, they can do these things.
Yeah, well, they definitely can do that. And then we've got what's her face, who since her dad brought her home from the hospital, she has had she calls them a family of them on her
I'll
property
be right
out,
back, yo.
okay, out in Kentucky. And there's a whole family of them there. And then, they've been there. She inherited the land after her dad passed away, and she won't give that land up because they're there. A lot of people want to know where she's at. She won't give out an address because she doesn't want people going there and doing anything. So a friend of mine started dating her, and he went out there one night with her, and she didn't tell him about this stuff at all. So they're out there by the lake at night, and they were being watched, and he was like, "What is that?" And he's looking, and he looks again. He looks back at her, and he said, "Is that a Bigfoot?" And she said, "Shh, just sit here." He'd come back from visiting her, and he'd get on the phone with me right away. And because he didn't have his phone, she told him, "Don't take your phones. Don't take anything with you. We're just going out there to go relax." Man, he got on there and he called me, "I seen a Bigfoot. There was a Bigfoot. I seen a Bigfoot." And he was beside himself. And so they're mysterious. I've heard some are really bad, but I've heard for the most part, some of them,
Just like a UFO.
they're
Very
good
mysterious.
because if you leave them alone and you don't have any ill intent towards them, because apparently they can read your mind, and you don't have any ill intent towards them, that they won't harm you, if you're not out there searching for them and looking for them, when they throw rocks at people or when they knock on trees, they're doing it to get you away from them.
Yeah.
You know,
And if they show themselves to you, it's most times
Trust.
they already know you're there, and they can be
Right.
walking like they don't see you, but they already know they're revealing themselves to you.
And she's grown up with them. She knows they're there. She says there's a female that is out during the day that watches the property. Her dogs will go off with the Bigfoot and come back later. You know, she has no qualms with them, but there has been quite a few people that have had problems with them. Well, you have problems with them because what is your intent? Are you going to hurt them? You going to shoot at them? You going to, they'll know automatically. So, but I think that if I seen a baby Bigfoot and it was hurt, I might be standoffish just to see what all's going to happen. Check around, I wouldn't let anything else hurt it. I would have to chase something away. We have bobcats, we have all that stuff out here. So, I wouldn't let anything hurt the poor little thing if it's wounded. But yes, Steve, I would take it to the groomer. I'd get it a bath and I would feed it and call it George. I don't know.
George.
Is there a way to tell if it's a female Bigfoot or a male Bigfoot? I mean, what do? Lift their hair?
They'll just tell you telepathic. I'm a male or I'm a female.
I'm not sure how to tell.
Get the
do
message to
they
you.
do they breastfeed their babies? I mean, I
I'm
don't
sure
know.
they do.
It's curiosity, I mean, everything that we have that goes on, even the stuff that goes on at your house, Susie, everything that we have in this life that goes on, you have people that are going to be afraid and stay afraid, but you have people that are curious. You can be curious from afar, or you can be curious up close. It all depends.
You should get a little army of baby Bigfoot and go on a boat out into the Atlantic.
Teach them how to fish.
Go to the Bahamas.
The Bahamas.
Go to
The Bermuda
Bermuda.
Triangle. I'm not setting baby Bigfoots loose in the Bermuda Triangle, Steve.
Someone in the chat do a commission of George crossing the Delaware,
Well, look,
but
they're
have
traveling.
Brenda at the front of the ship with all the baby Bigfoot in the back.
They're traveling on UFOs. I'm sure they can go anywhere they want.
I think they also go through portals, like trees that are portals, and different stuff like that. I think that their level of intelligence can blind us just like reptilians can, to where we will look and see nothing but trees, but on their level and frequency that they're on, there's a great big gaping hole that they can walk in and out of.
One of the guys that helped out Art Bell on his radio show,
I miss Art Bell.
Behind the scenes guys. Yeah, I do too. It was weird when he passed, everything that was happening at the time. But one of the guys that was helping him, he does his own YouTube channel now. I think Dr. J is his name. But he was doing a few videos questioning why are there so many sightings of aliens and even Bigfoot and other cryptids where they're peeking out from behind trees. They're watching us, but they're standing behind the trees. And he was saying something similar to what you said, Brenda, is that are they portals? Is that why that's the first time we're seeing them? Is they're not just out in the open doing that? It's within these trees.
I think that
hidden by the trees.
I think that with the human eye, if they poke their head out and look, I think that if you're looking correctly and you have an open mind, I think that you can see them with the human eye. I do believe that it is hard to catch them on film, on on camera or video because of their frequencies. And that's why whenever you look at a photo that people say that they have, look around it. Because if there's no distortion in anything that's around that spot, but there is with the Bigfoot, I do believe it has to do with frequency.
Probably.
I really
think
do.
So. I think so too.
I think that they are on a higher level of frequency than we are. Some people that can spot them with their eye, they're on a higher level. Like Abe, the stuff that he spots. I think Abe's frequencies are on a higher level. May not be all the way to 5D, but I think that he's on a higher level of his frequencies. Yeah. Because he is who he is and he does what he can do. So he can spot more. You know, a lot of his photos, when he puts them up, I see him right away, you know.
And Abe also has that eye to look at things that we would just brush past.
Yes.
So
but there are some people that may just join his shows and try to look at these photos and go, well, I'm not seeing what you're saying. Well, that's because you're not open-minded enough and you're not looking at that dimension. So it's hard sometimes.
Yeah, like Abe saw and spotted a few things in the photograph we were showing tonight. And even in the video, he was seeing things. So it's stuff that not everybody can detect, or if they're even looking for it.
Yeah, he's seen so much of this before. He knows what he's looking for a lot of times.
Right.
To stuff. He's already thinking about that.
Now, I got reminded of this one a few years ago during the 3rd of July, 4th of July here in the Chicagoland area. There were people posting videos of lights that look similar to what we showed here tonight from Susie's Ranch, where they're just lights that are flying, but they're not planes. And everybody in this area knows, like, there's 2 airports here, Midway and O'Hare.
Right.
So we know what planes look like, but we see, like, in these videos, and it's been multiple years around Independence Day, where you see these lights that are just traveling in the sky. And it'd be so hard, like, just to find those videos today, it would be so difficult to do because they're popped up on social media, and like if people are posting every day, that stuff's buried now.
Right.
But it does come up like around that time every year, and I really wonder if it has something to do with like the fireworks going off, that's doing something to the air, and these entities are feeling that something's happening. Because I've also seen in videos with firearms going off, like the security cameras and stuff.
Well,
it looks like a bunch of dust is going through, but it also looks like it's orbs that are just like going and flying through.
If you're a UFO and you're trying to sneak around and not be seen, and all of a sudden there was all these big old kabooms and lights and sparks everywhere.
Be like landmines to them.
Yeah. You know. So Abe, are you doing a show tonight?
I'm thinking about it. Yes.
Okay.
I just wanted to join you all since y'all always join me. So let me join them here tonight. You know.
Yeah, this is cool having you here tonight.
You know, when you asked me the question, if I would help a Bigfoot, well, I had an incident, you know, that I've shared before, but I don't know if y'all heard, where, well, you know Elms Grove, where the Domino's is, and there was a piece of land where there was a home where a man was so antiques and he got murdered.
Yep.
Well, they dropped that house down. Well, I was in the edge right there. There's some woods that were on the edge. Now there's no woods, but there used to be woods in the edge of the road. And I was all camouflaged, and I had my backpack with weapons, you know, which the weapons I had is more of hands-on, like go close range, you know.
Right.
So I was camouflaged there with my gear because I was trying to find the thing to lure my son into the woods at the time, right? So I was all geared up, and as I was in the tree line, I heard something growl at me, you know. So I just didn't move fast, but I just looked to the side of me, and I seen this little creature. You know, it had fur on it.
Oh,
His mouth was open, and he had a bunch of teeth, like a
oh,
lot of teeth inside his mouth. I've never seen nothing like this. All the time, all the 10 years I was in the military and training in the daytime, nighttime, I never seen a creature like this, and it was standing on twos.
Like one
It was
row
like
or multiple rows of teeth?
multiple rows, like row after row after row, like multiple rows in his mouth.
oh,
Right, I could see the teeth, and he kept on making this weird noise, and and I had my machete. I had a machete with me. You know, I always kept it sharp, and I grabbed the machete, moved slowly. As I started pulling the machete, I had it up in the air ready. I was fixing to strike it on the head. The little thing started crying. He started crying, making a crying sound, like real loud squealing sound, crying.
oh,
And
wow.
as I was fixing to hit it, because he growled at me and he was showing me teeth, that means that it is like trying to. I feel like he was trying to attack me or something, right? As I
Right.
was gonna hit it, a higher power said, "Don't do it."
Oh,
So I followed the orders of not hitting it. So I put the little thing back in. I looked at it and I said, "It's." I said, "You're lucky." And I
Yeah.
walked out of the woods and it was crying. It was making like a crying sound, like
wow.
a squealing crying sound with all these. So I left it crying, and as I was walking out of the woods, so I went through his property, through the main woods that go to the highway, and there was a big patch where I was walking through there. As I was walking out there, you could hear it crying in the distance. Something huge came from the highway, and I could just see its silhouette, and I braced for impact because it covered the whole path, and it was very
Oh,
tall. And I thought
daddy
it
or
was going to hit
mommy?
me. So as a brace for impact, it went right through me. So I got on the highway, and I could see the sign that says Elms Grove Estates. When I got there, man, I started feeling like something was trying to take over my body. I felt like anger, hatred, and just a lot of thoughts coming to my mind. So I went into prayer automatically. I walked through Elms Grove down my street, and I didn't go to the house. I went to the park and sat on the picnic table as I continued to pray, and I was praying to God to get rid of the negative attachment I had, whatever it was, unclean spirit. But I got that when I crossed what seemed to be a Bigfoot, right? So I prayed and I prayed, and then finally I felt better. I went home. I didn't touch nobody. I went to the shower. As I was taking a shower, I was praying for the water to be blessed so I can cleanse myself if there was any negative attachments that wasn't welcome in the house or on me, and I became better. But yeah, it's one of those things that
Maybe if
why would
you,
the Heavenly Father tell me
No,
not to
Abe,
strike
if
at it?
if
Is
you'd
the
have hurt
question.
that baby, that big thing could have attacked you and harmed you very badly. That's why you maybe
You
were
know what I'm
warned
saying?
not to hurt it.
Because
Yeah,
hurting something is like killing something that's made out of anger.
yeah,
yeah,
So that's not how we're supposed to fight these things, through
that's right.
anger or through weapons. We're supposed to
Right.
fight them with the Heavenly Love Foundation.
Spiritual
right.
battle.
If I would have swung, most likely that would have attacked
Triggered
me, and
the
that would have been
impulse.
the enemy.
Yes.
I would have been demonized, you could say, right?
Yeah.
They'd have had a reason to come after you.
So there's just a thought for those that think they're professional hunters and Sabellos, and say that they got all kinds of weapons. How are you going to kill something that's
Yeah.
not in the flesh?
Yep.
If I would have swung at it, I would have most likely missed it, because if they're in spirit form, machete would have gone right through it and hit the ground. But then it probably would have laughed at me and attacked me, because it got me. It was making me anger, because when I mean, you're not trying to shoo it away. I mean, you're trying to take it out.
Yeah.
That's when they train us in the military to take out a target, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So
Wow.
yeah, I don't know. All I'm saying is be careful.
Yes.
I know. I thank God that He told me not to do it because I'm thinking if I would have swung at it, that it most likely would have attacked.
Yeah. Yep. It would have
Spiritually.
had that. Yep. That spiritual opening
For
because you would have
spiritual
did it out
opening,
of
yes.
anger.
So you got to be careful. So that goes for the people that think that those things are their friends. The people pretend they think that they're their friends and they say they're part of the clan and all this stuff.
Yep.
I wouldn't. I wouldn't be going to no dinings or sleepovers with them because that's they're. I mean, their intentions is not good.
Right. Well, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up. Abe, you want to tell everybody where to find you?
Yeah, so y'all can find me on Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on YouTube. I go live on Restream and sometimes we have open mic nights where I put a link so people can jump on and if they got any kind of stories they want to share spiritual or cryptid, they're more than welcome. You can also find me Spiritual Encrypted Encounters on Facebook. Uh, I do have a site called Positive Spiritualist, which is my old site, and you can find my short reels on TikTok under ApeCS 895.
All right. And I did send the show last weekend to Jesse on Messenger so he could sit and watch. I think I did it this weekend too. And if I did, and Jesse, you're watching, you're still in our prayers and get better soon
Yes, Jesse.
because we all miss you. So,
Jesus' name.
yes. Yes.
But I've changed since way back then, sister, to now. I'm a whole different person. I got that military. I mean, the military is always going to be with me, but I don't think that way. I mean, as you can see, I got rebel here. I give them treats. I pet them. So,
Yeah.
you got to treat animals with love, just like you would treat one another,
Yep. Yeah.
The animals know. Animals know who's good and who's bad. They can tell.
Yeah. It's like my neighbor. My dog hates him. And my dog doesn't hate anybody. But he does not like that man. He snaps at him if the guy tries to touch him. And he's not like that. So it's kind
Sure.
of really weird. He was only like that with one other person. And that person was out at Susie's, used to live there, and she's gone now. But other than that, he has never been like that with anybody. He's like that with other dogs because, he's a Chihuahua. He thinks he's 10 foot tall and bulletproof. He thinks he can take on Susie's 20 dogs out there at her property. I don't know what he's
Wow.
but but all
Thank you
right,
for having me
guys.
on, Sister Brenda,
Hey, thank you for coming
Brother
on.
Stephen, and
Thanks for
Sister
coming
Susie.
on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this is great showing
been
all this
fun.
tonight. Yeah.
Yes, it's
And
been
talking.
fun.
Appreciate your
So,
input. Yeah.
yeah. And we'll be watching to see if you start a show, then we'll come over there.
Let me see what
Just
time
like
is it
we
right
always
now.
do.
Yeah,
Right
maybe
now
I'll
it
start
is
one at 12 or so. I don't know. We'll see. Because
it's 11
Good show last night.
it's
Yeah.
11:46. Yeah, they
All
went
right.
for like 7 hours last night, guys.
I didn't stay the whole
Yeah, I
time,
know.
but when I was there, it was all good.
Yeah.
But maybe that's a good topic to start with what we're talking about at the end here about. I know I've changed as a person big time.
Yeah.
More calm, more relaxed. Maintaining that heavenly love foundation is a key. Like I said, military they don't teach you to love the enemy. They teach you how to eliminate the enemy. So that's a big difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right,
I
everybody,
hear you.
make sure that you like the stream for me, please. Helps our show do something. I'm
Algorithm.
not sure what. There it is, the
Algorithm.
algorithm. I don't talk too much computer stuff, but we we will get out of here. Thank you, everybody, for being here.
Yeah.
And like always, guys, please be kind to one another. Have a blessed
God
night.
bless. Good night.